Sports Encyclopedia. U.S. Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
What are you?
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's a master motivator.
I'm a master motivator. I ain't no regular ass motivator. I'm a fucking master.
Coaches tried to make practice so hard that the game was less intrusive. Like they coached you that way. Like people think, well, they were just yelling. No, they were trying to put you under stress and put you in under duress so that when you got in the game, you could mentally handle adversity.
If you go through JUCO and you make it out of JUCO, you can make it anywhere.
I respect the hell out of you to see that you're doing what you're doing and still doing what you're doing for real, the way you do it, man. From day one, you had the same enthusiasm. You keep the same enthusiasm, and it's fucking contagious.
In my opinion, I think Shedeur Sanders is the best deep ball in college football. I don't think
Can you just say something nice about Shedeur Sanders?
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
And I proudly stand up next to you all. God bless America.
You said belt to ass, T-Red. You got the belt around you. Coach JB Show.
What up, man? The real Coach JB here. I don't know what's going on my end, but I don't see shit. I got you now. You hear me, Bailey? All right, good. What up, TikTok? What up, Slap Dicks? We're all in the building. Slap Nation is here. And pound that like, subscribe, become a member. We are got a loaded lineup today. No Mazzoni joins us. We're going to break down Super Bowl 57 from just 2 years ago, as it is a repeat-delete situation. Super Bowl 59, same teams. We're going to see if we can break that down. Offense, Eagles, defense, Chiefs, vice versa. We'll break that down with Noel Mazzoni today. Plus, Coach Fred joins us on the realest show on Planet ERF. So pound that like, subscribe, become a member. Powered by BetUS, of course. So head on over to BetUS today. Use the promo code CoachJB. Get you 150% bonus plus $2,000 deposit protection. So go head on over there today. Let's dive into the show, man. We got a lot going on. Smitty will join us here in a second, and it's going to be interesting because as we get ready to see the Eagles lose another Super Bowl to the Chiefs. Yes, I said it. Let me break down why. They're about to lose their OC, Kellen Moore, as he's getting ready to take the Saints job. Why do I say the Chiefs win it again for a third year in a row? Simple. Other teams lose their coordinators year in and year out during playoff runs, or in this case, a Super Bowl run. Look at the last few years, going back to this same game 2 years ago, Super Bowl 57, where the Eagles defensive coordinator, Gannon, took the Cardinals job, and their defense looked so bad in that game, which we're going to break down, after leading the NFL in total defense the whole year. Shaun Salisbury and I broke that game down after the Chiefs absolutely decimated them by out-gapping them, doing a lot of things leverage-wise on the perimeter, and stuff that we didn't see the Eagles do all year because their D coordinator was prepping interviews for the Cardinal job. Again, why I say Roger Goodell and the NFL need to change the hiring process. This is the issue I have with the NFL's process and why they should wait. If this proves to be another repeat of Super Bowl 57 by losing a coordinator before the big game, someone needs to come out and say it. But what do I know? This also speaks to the greatness of Andy Reid. He keeps his order of business really, really tight because he is the play caller and head coach. Look at the teams who have lost their coordinators who aren't the play caller head coach. Detroit. Lose early in the playoffs this year. The Philadelphia Eagles, who lost in the Super Bowl, who lost their DC I was just mentioning. Look at all these other teams that lose coordinators during the playoff stretch or in a Super Bowl run. They lose in the big games. The list goes on and on. However, there is one guy who plays the same role as Andy Reid. And he's the play caller and the head coach. And someone calls him the most overrated, overhyped coach ever. That's me. And that guy is Kyle Shanahan. Guess what? He loses regardless. He loses Mike McDaniel to Miami. Zero impact on their offense. Mike McDaniel didn't call plays in Frisco. He loses their D coordinators. Has zero impact. 49ers still got most loaded roster. And he loses coaches too. The difference is the head coach play caller that wins versus one that loses, and that's Andy Reid, and that's Kyle Shanahan. But what do I know? My main man, Far East Sider 317, LeBron hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, AR5 jocking, Kalen Clark swinging. Let's bring my main man in, Big Smitty, so we can dive into this. You gotta fix your camera.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all? We here live, man. What's today? Wednesday? Is it Wednesday already? It's just Wednesday, y'all. Well, forget all that, man. It's my main man, TJ Riddle, sent us $99.99 within 7 minutes of the show. Today's his birthday. I want the whole chat to wish my guy, TJ, a very, very special happy birthday. For all the audio listeners, he said, this is the realest show on my B-Day. I'm turning 29 today. Hook 'em. And Liam Cohen will lose at least 13 games. Stephen Jones is a jackass. That's what TJ Riddle said. Shout out to you. When you say $99.99, whatever you say, we're going to read it. We don't care what it is.
He said that's 99 on his birthday.
His birthday. That's how you do it, bro. Like, your birthday's supposed to be a time of just reflection and growth. And that's what he's doing. He's trying to be more selfless in year 29 than he was in 28. So I suggest everyone in the chat does the same thing. On your birthday, Christian W., Emilio Rodriguez, Vanny from the 206, TCT Haywood, Boston Richie. On your birthdays, you should send $99.99, bare minimum. Send more.
That's oxymoron. He sent money on his birthday.
He's happy about it too. Look, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
What'd he say?
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
How did he say it?
Thanks, guys.
How does he? Do you know how he sounds?
I don't know. Like, that's the first thing that came in my head, Jason. Like, just boom, TJ, boom. Thanks, guys. Like a cool white dude. Like, he not too on any side. He ain't hood at all. He ain't trying to be that. He not a cornball. He just, thanks, guys. He's a cool white dude, just down the middle.
Duval. I'll be back.
Hey, you did a good job. That's probably the best impersonation I've seen today. Like, your eyes and eyebrows. Like,
I did on TikTok.
It must be like a white person thing where only white people can like do the eyebrow thing. Because I can't do my eyebrows don't do like his stuff like this. My eyebrows don't do that. He like Duval. There we go. Hold on.
No, that's not it.
How do that? I'm gonna work on it and try to get better at it. But I like it though.
I'll be honest, you're gaying up the show right now. Let's dive into a lot. We got a lot going on today, Smitty. We got a lot to discuss. Huh?
You're a homophobe and you don't keep money off the show because of that.
I
had
am.
a big brand sponsor. I was gonna surprise you, Bailey. I had a big brand sponsor. I was watching the show this morning. And they said, "Hey, we're gonna watch it 3 hours straight, and we're gonna see. And depending on how it goes down, we'll determine if we're gonna cut that check." And now, fucking Amazon Prime, they're out. So, thanks to you.
I bet on myself this long. Fuck it. I'm gonna keep betting on myself. I'll be all right. By the way. Keep hearing something. By the way, I miss like regular just lesbians. I love them. I love lesbians.
What the hell? They still out there, homie. They still out
I know, but I'm saying like real regular ones, not the made up ones. I just miss regular, homie.
They're
like,
out
come
there.
on.
Trust me, they're out there, homie.
That's what I'm saying. I just like them. I don't need all these other motherfucking weirdos.
You ain't gotta miss them. Go get them.
I don't need all the other ones, like the made up humans and all that old shit. Nah, just bring back regular lesbians, homie. That's all we need. There's your gay shit right there.
My homie Ashondas Wood says he loves lesbians too. Homie Ashondas. So the same thing.
Yeah, homie, that's all we need.
But man, let's keep this show rolling before we end up losing every sponsor that we got, man. And make sure we continue to grow this thing. Make sure you guys subscribe, pound that like button, and become a member right now. 3, 2, 1, member right now.
Hold on, let me let Slapdick. Come on, Ash. Let's get into the quote of the day. Powered by BetUS, Smitty.
Yes, sir.
Use the promo code Coach JB. Let's dive into it, Smitty, because I gotta get back from yesterday because I fucked up yesterday's opening monologue with the quote of the day. But quote of the day, Smitty. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out.
That's just like a real. Like, that's just the truth. You know, it's like we ain't got to argue. We ain't got to hype it up. We're not going to rank it. It's just like the truth. Like, there's nothing to argue about right here.
The sum of a bunch of small efforts every day, completely repeated over and over and over, is what you get success from. Just keep doing it. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. That just is what it is.
Basically, you know, the best example of that is the game of football. Literally, like, you're just trying to get 10 yards. That's all you're trying to do. Get 10 yards.
And 3 downs up. You got 3 times though.
Yep. 10 yards and 3 downs, 10 yards and 3 downs. And then at some point, you're going to be in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? But that's how you do it. So,
contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Smitty, nobody can make you happy until you are happy with yourself. I'm just telling you, that's contrary to belief. Damn, why did my TikTok ban me?
Well, you was going to rant about lesbians, how you missed them. You said that
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing bad about them.
You said that I'm gaying up the show and said it with a negative connotation. You said
I didn't say negative at all.
You're tired of the made-up humans, which I know you think that's your way of getting around it.
They don't know what that means.
Now, it's been a year. They know what you're talking about. You say that. Like, come on, homie.
Hold on. Tell me where I said hate speech at. That's all I want to know, because that's what they're banning me for. So I want to know where I said hate. Anything hate. I said I love lesbians. I said I love lesbians. Where's that hate at? Where's that hate at, homie?
I miss lesbians. You said I'm tired of the made-up humans. Where the regular lesbians at? I don't need the made-up, the fake ones. You said Darnell Smith. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're gang up the show. Like, you said all that. I'm just saying what you said. I'm not saying you should have got banned. I'm telling you what you said. That's what you said. TikTok, you kind of come on, bro. You smart. You smart.
I'm so glad. I can't wait for Trump. Can't wait for Trump to get fully in so we could actually say gay again and the R word and all that shit, man.
He don't run TikTok, so that's the problem. So
he saved TikTok. He saved TikTok.
Yeah, but he also the same person who said he wanted to ban it years ago. So it's kind of like Dak Prescott.
He saved it. He saved it.
It's kind of like Dak Prescott when Dak throws like 3-4 picks and then puts the Cowboys in the hole, and then he starts to ball out in the second half and he catches them back up, and then everybody's like, "Oh my God, Dak balled out. He did amazing." He the reason we in the hole in the first place. That's all I'm saying, bro. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna slice the next
crazy. This motherfucker in 5 days saved TikTok, deported fucking 100,000 people, got fucking about to ban the IRS, about to get rid of taxes. He's done more in 5 days than the last administration did in 4 years. Homie, that shit is crazy. Like, the man is on straight 5-hour energy. Shout out to 5-hour energy. He's got to be on just a bunch of 5-hour energy. He hasn't slept. Like,
he just sitting down signing shit. He just signed on whatever sounds good.
This what leaders
do. He just signed it.
He took the inauguration, flew to North Carolina, already fixing the roads for the North Carolina. Why did the Biden administration help out with the roads in North Carolina after the fucking hurricane? I'm trying to figure out why 4 months later this guy has to do it. Then he flies to California, tells the DEI hire mayor here, hey, you, no, you're not going to wait fucking 3 years for people to get back in their homes. And then, guess what? She's still doing it, by the way. So then he flies all the way to Florida, meets Rubio and golfs, and then flies back to D.C., and it's just nonstop. And then by the way, he went to Vegas with Pat and John Daly and gamble with regular folks. You know you got to love that. The president just mingling with real folks. You wouldn't have saw Biden ever do that. Biden
Not
would have
day
just
five. Day 5, I don't want to see you mingling and playing golf and playing poker. We got shit to do. That's what he's doing. We can play golf in 3 months. We can play golf in 3 months and play poker in 4 months, 6 months. Right now, I ain't got time to play around. It's not like if a company gets hired you on the job, they don't want to see you playing around and shit. Not yet. Like, let's do our
Smitty, did he check the whole country of Colombia? Told them, well, I'm gonna tariff your ass if you don't fucking take back your illegals. Them motherfuckers said, okay.
Hey, this is your man's. Like, JB love like this the great. Like, to him, this the
I don't love him. I don't love him. You know what I love?
That's cool. Like, own it. I'm cool. Like, yeah,
but I don't. Because you know I don't trust him. Because you know I don't trust him. At the end of the day, I don't trust him. So I'll never say this is my GOAT. But I do say my GOAT is America. I love America. I like to see motherfuckers defend the country that I live in that's always been supposedly the greatest country.
You feel like that's what you're doing. That's your GOAT. That's what I'm saying.
Last 4 years, though, it's been horrific, homie. You can't even move around in your own country without thinking something's going to crack off.
I moved around very comfortably. I've never thought about nothing ever in my life.
I feel better at night. I'm going to be real.
Yeah,
Alpha's
you did not feel threatened the last 4 years.
Alpha. Yeah, I did, homie. I didn't like my daughter running around downtown L.A., homie, with a bunch of fucking Hamases and illegals.
You don't want to run around downtown L.A. You don't want to do that now. I don't want to do that now.
Wait till you have a daughter, homie. You're gonna fucking care. You really were cool. You were really cool.
I don't have family that I care about. Like, I don't have a little ass sister about to go to college.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah, that's why I gotta ask you though. That's why I'm asking. You really did have. You were fine every day that your wife was walking down the street. Come on, homie. Then you got no conscience, homie. There's no way you were sitting there every day like, damn, my wife is out here with these motherfuckers. No way you thought you was cool.
Different. I walk by faith, down by sight. Number one, you got a tattoo, but you don't live by. That's number one. Number two, I don't wake up every day in fear. Like, oh my God, the Hamas is going to get us. The illegals are everywhere. We can't survive. That's not how I live my life. That's not how I do it.
You walk, but you didn't care about your wife.
Stop, Jason.
I know better.
Argument. That's a weak argument.
That's what I'm saying. So we're not talking about me and you. We're talking about our females.
That just because another man
my
in office,
your wife, females, homie, females, homie. Come on now. We're not talking about.
You're telling me that because another man is in office, women are straight now. They good. They ain't worry about nothing.
No. What I'm saying is,
that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
why are you sounding so? Why are you acting this ignorant? You know what I'm saying? I'm saying we're actually making action to get rid of these motherfuckers. We didn't do it for 4 years. There was a reason why I didn't like my females walking around this motherfucker. That's what I'm making sense of. Quit fighting it, homie. Stop fighting that shit.
I've been thinking that you was overblowing certain stuff, being over dramatic on certain stuff.
You know damn well you're
never
female.
worried about my wife running into nothing. I'm gonna be real.
We're seeing progress, and hopefully the female. They found fucking 50, 75,000 kids missing already, homie. What? Why couldn't they find them motherfuckers for 4 years? We found them in 5 days. I'm just tripping, dog.
I don't know, JB. And I don't know if the last administration didn't find any kids at all. I don't know if that's an actual fact. I don't know. I told you, I literally don't know. So I can't argue that. It's hard to argue with certain stuff with you when it comes to politics because, I'm not an expert when it comes to that. But I do feel like some of the stuff that you say on a political side is overblown or it's not 100% accurate. But I can't fully argue that because that's not my area of expertise. So
I think you voted for Trump.
It don't matter. We passed that. He's in the office. Let's see. Hopefully everything's better. Hope he's the best president ever, and he changed all of our lives.
I think you voted for Trump. Let's dive into the show. We got a lot going on today, Smitty. And I'm going to be honest. Let's get to the poll question first. If Patrick Mahomes wins third in a row, fourth overall, where do you rank him all time? That's the poll question, Smitty. Third in a row, fourth overall, where do you rank him all time is the question to Big Smitty and the chat. Chime in, everybody out there on X and Twitter and everywhere else. Where do you rank Mahomes all time? I'll let you go first.
Removing all just bias and like nostalgia from my childhood and just keeping it all the way just factual and real, I have no choice but to put him at number 2. It like just regardless of what you think as far as skill set or how he did it versus the way other greats did it, to do something that's never been done in the history of the NFL. It's so hard to win a Super Bowl. To win 3 in a row sounds impossible and improbable. So if he is able to do that, have 4 Super Bowls within what? It's been a 7-year or 8-year career. Like that's like think about it. Every year he's at least been in the AFC Championship. He's been in what? This will be his. He's lost.
Not every year. Yeah, I know what you mean.
He's lost a Super Bowl, right, against the Tom Brady and Bucks, and then So if you would, he needs to win 5 Super Bowls, 1-4. AFC Championship every single year. Stats is ridiculous. He's on pace to break every quarterback stat known to man. You just have no choice but to put him at number 2 and pass up Joe Montana and pass up a Peyton Manning. Most people got to pass Peyton Manning right now because of Peyton Manning's lack of success in the playoffs, which I understand. Me being a little biased and just watching Peyton's entire career and how he did it and understanding that he had different coaches along that journey and the coach not always having like a top-tier defense like the Chiefs had. Like there's other factors and context that goes along with it where like me, myself, I might still have the slight edge right now today of Peyton Manning over Mahomes just from the longevity and the MVPs. But if Mahomes completes the 3P, I have no argument. There's nothing I can really talk about at all.
You have Manning over Aikman, huh?
Yeah, I do.
Crazy. But anyway.
I think that most of the world outside of Cowboy fans and you has Manning over Aikman. When you look at everything, when you look at
more Super Bowls.
Aikman has more Super Bowls. That had arguably the most loaded team, one of the greatest teams in NFL history. It might be the greatest in NFL history.
Oh,
the running back. Michael Irvin, my guy, playmaker and receiver on all-time. He had the all-time lead rusher. He had the greatest O-line in the world. He had Jimmy Johnson, the Hall of Fame coach. He had everything perfect, and it's not.
You're burying yourself more and more. You're burying yourself more. I'm trying to help you out.
No. But the difference between him and Patrick Mahomes is this. Look at Mahomes' numbers. No. Look at Mahomes' numbers. We already went through this, baby. Pull them up.
Horrible. Super Bowl.
No. Look at his Super Bowl, not just Super Bowl. Look at his numbers in the season, all that. Aikman not.
Okay. I'm trying to help you out. You're burying yourself.
Sniffing Mahomes. Aikman's not even.
For the short clip later, you're burying yourself for the vertical clip later.
Sniffing Mahomes when it comes to numbers.
For the short clip later, you're burying yourself. I'm trying to help you. I tried to help you. I gave you a fit. They gave you the line. This motherfucker just said the Cowboys had one of the best teams ever. That team. He used that word. You hear that word team he used?
Yeah.
And then he said Hall of Fame coach. Did you hear what he said?
Hall of Fame
coach. Wait up.
So all-time leading running back.
Hall
of Fame wide receiver.
You already
Hall of Fame offensive line.
You already talked.
I wasn't done yet. You cut me off, homie. But I'll let you go. It's your show. It's just with Big Smitty. You go.
Isn't Andy Reid a Hall of Fame coach?
Yep.
Okay. Isn't this Chief team one of the best defensive teams ever?
It ain't one of the. No, stop. I ain't let you get away with that. I said the Cowboys one of the greatest overall teams, offense, defense, everything.
So is the Chiefs.
Don't give me one side of the ball, homie.
So is the Chiefs.
You slick.
So is the Chiefs. So is the Chiefs, right?
But or not. No, it's not. It's
not. So quarterbacks now win without the team, right?
We've been calling the Chiefs.
Hold on. I'm asking a question.
Off all year. I ain't gonna say bad. We've been saying don't look good all year. We've been saying that.
Great quarterback supposedly is supposed to win without a great team, until you just said. So then if that's the case, Lamar should have 3 Super Bowls.
His career is not. Why do you talk like Lamar's career is over?
He don't matter. He's at season.
Don't matter. Steve Young took a while to win. There's a hell of quarterbacks that took a while to win. His career ain't over.
No, Steve didn't take a while to win, homie, because they were winning.
It took a long time to win. Those guys, I'm sorry, not Steve Young. I meant to say my guy for the Broncos, brain fart. Like it takes guys. John Elway, he was like 37 years old before he won his first Super Bowl. He kept losing, but we knew what it was. So like, come on, bro, stop that narrative, homie.
No, they didn't have a great team until later on. That's what happens when you have a great team, you win.
Every excuse we want to make, he kept losing, and then he finally won in late 30s.
So bottom line is, to the poll question, you got Mahomes second.
If they three-peat, he has to be second. There's not even an argument.
So right now, okay, so the question is if they three-peat, so that's fair. We're going to go with the question, which is if they three-peat and win his fourth. That's the question. He will win his fourth. Which would tie him with Montana with 4 rings and Bradshaw. Okay? Now, as far as rings go, I have Mahomes ahead of Bradshaw, obviously. I'm not going to be stupid and troll here. I'm not going to put him above Montana, though, yet. And I still wouldn't have him. Above Aikman yet, even though he would pass him with one more Super Bowl. Just because of the era and what you just mentioned. The era and the performances in the Super Bowl is what, to me, has to go and look at through an optical lens and say, all right, how did he really play in the Super Bowl? He lost to the guy he's going to ultimately chase forever, which is Brady. Not only did he lose to an older Brady in the AFC title game in New England, he lost to him in a convincing fashion in the Super Bowl versus a 42-year-old Brady, and absolutely got mollywopped in that game. He'll never get those back, and that's the bottom line. He'll never get those back. So to me, he would almost have to win at least 7 or 8 to actually surpass him, since he never could beat him. And we know our main man Steve Kim will tell you, to beat a champ, you got to knock him out. He never beat the champ. And I can't put him above that guy, especially when I look at this era. And if I'm going to be honest, Montana's impeccable statistics in Super Bowl performances on the biggest stage, 11 touchdowns, 0 picks, I think, is unmatched, unrivaled. And Mahomes will never get there either, because his Super Bowl performances till last year's first 300-yard performance have been really, really subpar. So that is just my take. I still like Elway, but listen, he would move into my top 5. And that's saying a lot. I've made a lot of progress saying that. I would put him in my top 5 just simply because of 4 rings, has to be there.
He'd be number 5 on your list.
He'd be in my top 5. I don't know if he'd be 4 or 5, but he's in my top 5 if he wins this for sure.
Brady, Montana for sure in front of him still. And then who's your third one?
Aikman and Elway.
All right, so let me ask you this. I want to focus on Aikman because I'm not Montana and Brady. Brady, we agree. Brady, Mahomes about to go win 8 or 9 to even have a conversation like to pass Brady. Montana, I'm cool with that. Montana, they're tied up with the 4.
That's because of head up, right?
Yeah, I'm with you. We agree on that. You know where I'm at on that. Montana, I think there's an argument for both, so I'm cool with that. They're both at 4. Montana was 4 for 4 in the Super Bowl. Now, Montana also did have great teams, like all-time great. We know what weapons he had, but it's what it is. He was undefeated in the finals and Super Bowl. Boom. All right.
But time up right there real quick. When you have great teams, right, and we can agree Kansas City has a great team, you're supposed to be the most dominant player in the game if you already have a great team and you're supposedly the GOAT at quarterback. Why are we struggling in Super Bowls, homie? If he's so good, why doesn't he dominate on a great team then? Montana did. You just said it. Aikman did. Brady did.
My argument, though, is that I don't think the Chiefs have had all-time great team. It's like maybe the first ring when he had Tyreek and Travis Kelce, and like that first ring, I'll give it to you maybe. But once like Tyreek left, man, like
Tyreek. They haven't lost since Tyreek left.
I know that's my point, because Mahomes is that guy. He's a winner. That's my point. Like, for example, let's not forget last year. We all was like, man, like Mahomes already got no way. He got respect. He got Juju Smith-Schuster out here. He got some no name. Like we didn't think they would win last year because of the weapons that they lacked and did not have. Kelce was looking older. It's just like it didn't feel like they was gonna win. They found the way to win last year. this year, all year long, we've been saying, man, this team did not look good. This team, you predicted they were losing the first round. You said that on the show. It's a reason why you said that. But they're back in the Super Bowl. So I can't now flip back and be like, nah, this is an all-time great team. No. Two things in this situation cannot be true. It's either A, we didn't think they were all that great, or B, they were. The Eagles roster is significantly better than the Chiefs. Hold on. Fact. If the Chiefs win, it's because of Mahomes.
If they win, what's their overall record?
They lost 2 games, so whatever in 2.
And we know that last game they lost, they didn't play anybody.
They didn't start, right. So basically lost 1 game, yeah.
If you look at the history books, they would go down as one of the greatest teams of all time.
Yes, they were, but we're talking about I know from a talent standpoint and like
I get what you're saying.
All pros, like
I get what you're saying, homie. I get it.
You're making my point. I'm saying that's Mahomes' greatness. Like he's so great. No, it's not. Even when he lacks the players around him, they still win. That's what I'm saying.
They don't lack the players around them. Their defense in the last 3 Super Bowls have been the best.
Why are you not bringing up the offense then?
Like, listen. We broke it down these Super Bowls before. A punt return won them the Super Bowl against the Niners, and a penalty and a punt return against the Eagles. Let's be honest. What did Mahomes do in those games? 181 yards?
Watch the game, though. No. It's about moment.
Here's what I'm tripping off of. No, I get it. He makes plays when he matters. He makes plays when it matters. I'm not. But he's also put in those positions like no other quarterback I've seen, with a great play caller and schemer and defensive coordinator and defense that gives him ample opportunity to make the simple layup, Smitty, that I have yet to see. I haven't seen guys have to go 80, 90 yards to win Super Bowls. He did it once against the Bills 3 years ago to win in 13 seconds. And then if you look at the other games, he threw a corner route to Kelsey in a Super Bowl after a penalty.
But we don't even Niners and beat them.
Listen, he gets wins. He wins.
Last year he won in overtime. Like, bro, at some point you got to get him at it. Like,
he wins. But let's be honest. Don't use the same argument that you use for them when other teams that have the same exact system and offensive weaponry and use it against them. So in Lamar's case, he don't have enough weapons. But then when Mahomes wins, oh well, he lost Tyreek, but he still has Kelsey. You forgot to mention, isn't Kelsey the best tight end ever?
Yeah, that's one guy.
Oh, but you didn't mention him at all when you said he lost Tyreek. He still has the best fucking tight end ever. Like, you understand that the system goes around Andy Reid and Kelsey, what they do around him?
Is Kelsey still the best right now?
Do you understand what the system entails?
Exactly.
I'm just telling you. I didn't hear you.
I said, is Kelsey still the best tight end right now? He's not. He's not, Jason. Yeah. He's not. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. Kelsey right now is like what Shannon Sharp was with the Ravens. He can make some big plays. He have a good game here and there in the big moments. He's still a valuable asset, but he's not the best in the game no more. And that's okay. He's older.
Isn't that my point?
No.
Doesn't Andy Reid even hold more water now and the defense?
Okay, sure, but I think Mahomes holds more water. Like, listen, Andy Reid's all-time great.
You've seen Travis Kelce's
play never won without Patrick Mahomes. Call it what you want. He's had Michael Vick. He's had Donovan McNabb. He's had guys. Never won without Patrick Mahomes. Been in the Super Bowl. Been to multiple NFC championships. Could not get it done. He gets Patrick Mahomes. He instantly wins. We got to stop giving it all to Andy Reid and got to put some respect on Patrick Mahomes. Trust me, I'm not a Chiefs guy, but I can't sit here and be completely just biased because we don't like somebody. I did that for a long time of my childhood with the Kobe and LeBron discussion, and I spent my whole life going against LeBron, and he ain't this, he ain't that. And listen, I still got my opinion on who the best players are in the game, but as I became an adult, I can sit back and look at things from a different lens and remove bias, and I can respect the greatness that LeBron has. Put that to the same comparison right now. Even though I'm not a big Patrick Mahomes fan, I can sit back and respect the greatness that what I'm seeing. The same way I felt with the New England Patriots growing up, I'm feeling very similar right now with the Chiefs. And if they're able to do a three-peat, I don't care what era it is. Nobody has done it. Football has always changed. the football that we saw in the early 2000s is not the same way it was in the 80s. The way it was in the 80s was not the way it was when Jim Brown was toting the rock. It's always evolved, always changed, always gotten softer to some extent, to some degree. But we never use that against people. At the end of the day, it's still a grown man sport. They're still out here getting hit hard, injuries, all that stuff. And if you win 3 in a row, especially against a Philly team that's loaded on defense, O-line, MVP running back, two 1A receivers, and Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, a Pro Bowl quarterback, and Jalen Hurts, who's able to have a big game. If Mahomes go out there and they win another one, hey, hat off, fucking hat tip, whatever you call it, hoodie off, whatever. You got to just give this man respect. At some point,
first of all, you got to know football and know quarterback play to discuss it to the general pop out here that want to chat it and all that. Number one, please let me know what Michael Vick did before and after Andy Reid. I'll wait. Please let me know, did he not get a $100 million contract after he got out of jail for Andy Reid? I'll wait. And let me know about Jeff Garcia and all these other QBs that came through and played for Andy Reid, stats with him versus before and after him. I'll wait. But y'all talk about he needed Mahomes to win. No, he needed an AFC West that's been the shittiest since the AFC East. And he needed a NFC East at the time, which was the best conference in football in that gauntlet era versus now. So, yeah, it does matter. Plus, the league has changed and the rules have changed completely. Donovan McNabb used to get fucking helicoptered when he left the pocket. This guy gets to walk out of bounds. Stop, homie.
Both sides were getting helicoptered, though, so it was an even playing field. The other quarterback was getting helicoptered, too.
You can't mention greatness, Smitty, and not talk about the rule changes, homie. You can't sit here and tell me. People want to talk about, the 209 yards and the 227 yards Aikman performed in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl.
Yes. And I was going to bring that shit up. I was going to bring that. I'm tired of putting Aikman in front of people. Aikman was not like that. That's what it is.
Hold on, though. He's still better than 2 performances Mahomes had with 181 and 196. What are you talking about? And, by the way, Aikman was in fucking 21 personnel, Mr. Football Knower.
What about?
He had 2 wide receivers in the game, homie. Mr. Football Knowledge.
Why was that? Why was that, homie?
Hey, Mr. Quarterback guy. The leading rusher of all time. The leading rusher of all time was on that team, wasn't he? Hold on, though. Was it the leading rusher of all time on that team?
Yeah.
But now we have a team that's in 10 personnel, spread out, running shovel option in a West Coast system, but that's the same? Why? You know so much football, homie. Why? Because Mahomes is gimmicky.
No, because
and he needs to be in a gimmicky system.
Smith, that's why.
He needs to be in a gimmicky system.
Smith was the best option on offense. That's why.
It is. That's why. He needs to be a gimmicky system.
No. You just put yourself in
He was better than Urban and Harper?
The Eagles run
He was better than Urban and Harper?
Why is that?
He was better than Urban and Harper?
And their offense goes as their running game goes. The Cowboys offense, it goes as Emmitt Smith goes. That's why they were at 21% because they didn't have a quarterback who could go out there and throw the ball 40 times and feel confident about them.
It's hard to discuss this when you're talking to like a baby and he's never watched Troy Aikman. So it's hard to discuss.
That's always where he goes when he's losing.
Well, that's what the facts are. The facts are.
Well, don't ever bring it up then.
You were born, Smitty, when Aikman was playing Super Bowl.
About it then. If you're always putting that weak ass argument,
how are you going to tell me though?
Let's never talk about it then.
I could bring it up if you can tell me that Aikman was shitty. What do you mean? What the fuck's the difference?
I didn't say he was shitty. I'm saying you have no argument.
Being put over Aikman, homie. You don't even know what the fuck Aikman was. How you going to tell me to not put him over him? Get the fuck out of here. You weren't even born. But now I can't talk about it. Here's the crazy part. I've seen both, homie. You haven't. But I'm the ignorant one. Get the fuck out of here.
You're biased, homie.
I've seen both. You've seen one, but I'm wrong.
So you're telling me Mahomes three-peats, gets a 4th ring, which is more than Aikman, has better stats in every fucking category, and you're still going to had a worse team than Aikman. That's a fact. He ain't got no all-time running back behind him. He ain't got no all-time receiver on the outside. Yeah. You're telling me, with all that being said, let me ask you this then. What would Aikman, if Mahomes 3-peats, what would Aikman have over Mahomes? Era? Just the era. That's it.
Show me talent. An era, yeah. That's a big thing.
Baby. Next topic, baby. Next topic, baby. You can jump in with
That's a big thing. Hey, by the way,
stupid shit.
Hold on, though. Here's the crazy part, though. He says that's stupid shit. This motherfucker just got cooked on his own take. So he said that I can put Aikman over this guy when he has better stats, blah, 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 more rings, all that. So don't you put Kobe over LeBron, homie? Ain't he the all-time stat leader?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I'm about to cook you back. LeBron's been in the game for 22 years.
Hold on, though. Isn't LeBron the all-time leader, homie? Isn't LeBron the all-time leader? But you put guys over LeBron every day. So I can't put Aikman over a guy, but you can put guys over LeBron? I can't put a guy over Mahomes? What?
Are you done?
Oh, yeah,
LeBron been in the league for 2 decades, homie. It's a longevity game. Patrick Mahomes been in the league for 8 fucking years, about to get his 4th ring, and is on pace to hit numbers we've never seen before. What are we talking about, homie? What are we talking about
now?
homie?
What are we talking about now?
Homie? You sound crazy. If Mahomes was in year 25,
are we talking about now?
Yes, we're talking about now.
Okay, then what are we talking about?
To compare LeBron, who's been in the game for 21 years, to a Mahomes who's been in the league for 8 years, and to put them in the same conversation makes zero sense, homie.
Aikman played 11.
If Mahomes was in year 25 and only had these accomplishments, I would be with you. That's not what it is. He's in year 8.
By the way, Aikman played 11 years. Aikman's only played 11 years. You act like Aikman played 25 years or something. He played 11 years, homie. So let's just see how this thing unfolds.
Oh, that's even Mahomes will do more in 8 years than your boy did in 11.
The question is, right now they're tied. The question is, if he passes them, would he pass? I said, no, he won't, because of the era, the rules, what Aikman had to endure in the pocket, and what they ran system-wise. Yeah, I know football. When you weren't born, yeah, I can discuss both. You can't.
I know football too, homie. The personnels ain't changed that much. I know 21 personnel and 22 personnel. You're not Einstein of football, homie. Just because I wasn't born when that happened. Some call Google and some call research and certain calls. You can look up numbers, watch tape. Yeah, it's not the exact same as growing up in it, but you have a nostalgia. You have a bias. That was your era. I admit my bias. I admit that when it comes to Peyton Manning and those guys, I'm biased. You love Troy Aikman. You completely biased on it. It's cool to love him. But at some point, take a step back. Look at the actual facts. I asked you. I said, what would Aikman have over Mahomes if Mahomes goes and wins this? You said era and for you just making up shit. Like you're reaching. You're reaching because you can't give me anything. You won't have anything. Mahomes has numbers, rings, everything. And so era.
So let me ask you, if you got to see fighters in person versus YouTube, you would have a total different take, right? You have to admit that, right? If you got to see Hagler and Hearns in person, the actual rigor and the hitting and the actual punching, you would say, damn, it's totally different than watching on YouTube, right? Same as football. So you weren't there to see it, then all you can talk about is stats. And 21 personnel still existing is not my take, homie. So I don't know what you were talking about. The fact of the matter is, what personnel group does Kansas City Chiefs run? They run 10 and 11.
Why,
the Dallas Boys ran 21 every single
night. Why?
Because they need him to be in a gimmicky system. He's a defense 21. By the way, have you seen the stat? Have you seen the stat that just came out?
No,
have you seen the stat that just came out?
No.
He's the all-time. Patrick Mahomes is the all-time fact. I'll find the stat right now.
Right.
He's the all-time leader in yak yards ever as a quarterback. That means he throws the ball here and the guy goes this far, 80 yards plus. He's the all-time leader. That's why. That's why he's in 10 and 11 personnel and not 21. When you're in 21 personnel, guess what, Smitty? You just said you know football. So guess what the box does? Guess what the safeties do? Guess how hard it is to thread the ball into coverage when everybody's around the box. But what do I know? Let's spread them out and just get bubble, 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 shovel, shovel, shovel. It's not really hard to have 80% completion percentage years, homie. But guess what it is hard to do? Have 181 yards in the Super Bowl when you're supposed to go.
So you don't think the Cowboys were in 21, or you don't think the Cowboys were in 21 personnel because their offense ran better with going through Emmitt Smith and that O-line? Let's keep it simple right now. Like, all that bullshit you trying to throw out, let's keep it. You always try to like throw out all this shit to make it sound like you know football so much. Let's keep it all the way brass tacks. The reason they ran 21 personnel because they had the best O-line in football, one of the greatest of all time, and they had the all-time leading rusher. And their offense was better going through that than going through the arm of Troy Aikman. Let's call it what it is, homie. And that's okay. You act like there wasn't other quarterbacks during that same era that was throwing that ball around. So Aikman was really good. Crazy athlete. I know he ran the wing tee in college. He could dunk. He could windmill. All that's fine and dandy. At the end of the day, from a numbers do matter at some point, Jason. When we look at all-time greats, numbers matter. Look at his regular season stats year in, year out. Not good. He had a season where he threw like 21 touchdowns.
Let me ask you something.
He's not skipping Patrick Mahomes. Like, this is a waste of my breath.
First of all, Aikman's 2 times better athlete.
Yeah, that's cool. I agree with that. Fair. Okay.
I'm just making sure you know how Aikman ran.
That's all. You think I'm just ignorant? I know what type of athlete he was.
Okay. Now, let's dive into this. I'm in the conversation real simple. If Mahomes moves to any other team in the NFL, does he still win?
Yes. It depends on the team. If you put Mahomes on the Bills, they win. You put him on the Ravens, they win. You put him on the Eagles, they win. Put him on the Niners, they win. You put him on you put him on any really good team. You need a good team to win. I'm not ignorant, but yes, of course.
Well, I'm gonna prove you are ignorant because Mahomes inherited a 12-4 team in Kansas City, homie. I don't know if you realize that.
Alex Smith.
Okay, but they were 12-4. Aikman inherited a 1-15 team, homie, in '89 and took him to 3 Super Bowls. So yeah, Aikman could have went any fucking where in the NFL and been good.
And what changed with that team?
Mahomes cannot. My eyes work, homie. Aikman could have went to any NFL team and been better and made that team better. Mahomes will not make the Bears better. Mahomes would not make the Colts better. Mahomes would not make the Jaguars better, homie.
Yes, he
Stop
would.
it.
You're
anyway, this argument's over.
He would make the Colts better. Come on, Jason. Yeah.
Stop.
You would make the Colts better, homie. Stop. You sound like a huge hater.
No, I'm talking about when they're shitty. Come on now. We're talking about when they're shitty.
No, the Colts are shitty right now. I'm saying if we got Mahomes right now, you're telling me the Colts be the exact same way that they were with AR5. Come on, Jay. Like, when you say stuff like that, you devalue the show.
Come on, homie.
You devalue.
Stop.
You discredit the show.
You know what I just said is fucking fact. Stop.
I'll tell you this, and I'm gonna mic drop.
Motherfucker inherited a 12-4 team against a 1-15 Cowboy team and won 3 Super Bowls.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm a mic drop. You put Mahomes on those Dallas Cowboys teams, they win 6 rings. I'm done talking.
No, they don't.
I'm done talking. Give Mahomes Emmitt Smith and Michael fucking Irvin in that O-line, 6 rings, and I'm done talking.
See, that's how I know you don't know football.
Cut that, Paris.
That's why I know you don't know football. That's why I know you don't know football. No, Paris, don't.
What's next, baby?
You don't know football. You're telling me Mahomes would be in a 21 personnel and read coverage and drop back in I formation and throw digs and curl routes all day? You're out of your fucking mind.
You don't know personnel. They be more than 11 personnel because they got a better quarterback throwing the ball, homie. That's why.
You don't know football.
They wouldn't be in 21 with Mahomes. They be in 11 personnel and 10 personnel. They got a better quarterback throwing the ball.
He thinks Mahomes could be in 21 personnel running drop back pass.
Don't let JB confuse y'all. I just said 3 times. They would not be a 21 personnel with Mahomes because they have a better quarterback throwing the ball who they can trust, who can throw the ball 35 times.
Oh, you're going to change the personnel, homie. So now you're changing everything. You're going to take Alvin Harper and fucking Irvin and Novacek and tell them to get into 10 personnel because of a quarterback that can't get hit? Come on, homie. You sound ignorant as fuck. Get out of here with this argument.
Aren't you a coach? Aren't you a coach?
Come on, man. You're fucking comical.
Don't you center your offense around your playmakers?
You know what's crazy?
Fit into your offense and whatever it is, you keep it the same.
You know what's crazy? You guys slobber over this dude because he wins in the fucking weakest era ever. That's the crazy part, though. You guys slobber over this motherfucker in the weakest era ever when he can't get touched and hit. Against a guy, by the way, I would argue if Jimmy Johnson stayed in Dallas, they win 6 Super Bowls too. It had nothing to do with fucking the quarterback, homie. Troy Aikman would have won 6 too. That's a fact. But anyway, let's move on, man. We're always going to disagree on Mahomes, so it doesn't matter. I think he's the most overhyped quarterback of all time. I think Troy Aikman's the most underrated of all time. So we could argue that both ways. I would love to put Aikman on this Chiefs team too. So we could argue that all day. We'd argue that all day. Smitty, we got a new segment, What's Happening Now? And we got to dive into this because this is a California high school issue. And I'm shouting out to all the high school guys out there in America. But California has one of the best high school programs in America, St. John Bosco. 4 state championships, 2 national championships, and they play against the number 1 team in the country every year, modern day. Smitty, I don't know if you heard about this, but I got some insight, obviously, because I used to play this team when I was at Long Beach Cabrillo. Flowers and everybody in the chat was on my teams. TJ, here's the thing. They denied me 30 transfers every year, and they said they could not play for me at Cabrillo. So they made a rule called the JV rule in CIF in Southern California. Wouldn't allow transfers. Wouldn't allow transfers to come to my school, but those same 30 kids, Smitty, went right over to here to Bosco and played immediately. Fact. Discrimination at its fullest. I should have sued for my black players. I should have actually fucking sued them. But I had another 50, 60 kids that I had to let play, and it was a bad situation. If I could redo it today, I would have sued and not played at all. And I would have just had that conversation with the team and let them know, listen, we stand for something, fall for anything, man. That's the issue. Well, this motherfucker now has been caught embezzling money, paying players, tuition, all this. LA Times did a huge story yesterday. I don't know where they are. It's a private school. CIF, our governing body here in California, they're scared as shit of the archdiocese and the Catholic churches because the private schools, and to be honest, need to be put out of CIF. They need to be their own league. Because in San Diego, for instance, where Eric Weddle coaches right now, he's at a public high school. They actually made him give blood for 1 transfer last month to come into his school to prove that he was eligible to play this coming season. His rival, Cathedral and Lincoln, have already had 30 transfers enter their school, no question. So the private schools are a mockery because CIF's scared to fuck with them because of the money the archdiocese has, and they will actually sue you. And they did. Modern Day sued the CIF years ago when I was at Cabrillo, and they won. And the CIF governing body has nothing to do. They don't want to even fight these private school entities. And Bosco being one of the highest. Bosco's football budget per year is almost $2 million.
What?
Football budget per year at a high school is almost $2 million at Bosco.
That's insane.
Modern Days is almost 2.5. And then we have some public schools like Mission Viejo who has $1 million budget because of their outside money and resources from legends like Coach Johnson and his sons Brett and Rob Johnson, USC legend, NFL legend, Buffalo Bill legend, who played there and then help out. Plus Keyshawn and a lot of guys, Antonio Pierce, a lot of guys' kids went to Mission Viejo and played for Coach Johnson, has USC ties. So that public school had $1 million football budget playing, and this is who I played at Cabrillo, Smitty, with a $5,000 budget. That's the thing, though. The inner city, we call it inner city shitty. Because inner city shitty is what you get when no one invests in the school, no one gives you resources, but then you throw all the money into these schools and you allow all these players to go here, but then coaches like these guys do certain things. Now, listen, it's allegedly. There's no truth to this. I know Jason. I know his brother. Let the facts come out before you start throwing guys under the bus. I'm not going to do that. I don't know what the facts are. I don't know the situation. But LA Times, to write a full-on story about it, they have to have some sort of insight. They got to have something going on there. But unfortunate situation for the kids. I'm sure today there's probably 100 kids leaving.
What do you think? Do you think like a parent? You think a player that didn't play or something came out and like told basically? Like what does your gut tell you if it is true?
No, I don't know if you have it, Bailey. There's three former employees. I think it was 2 coaches and an administrator that were fired.
Of course.
And that's how it works. Fired. They get fired.
I mean, it's always somebody who's just disgruntled, whether it's a player, a coach. It's something like, and that's weak to me. Don't be there with me while I'm doing the illegal stuff, whatever, and be cool with it. And then you get let go, and now you in your feelings, and now you want to fuck up my name, my legacy, the program, these kids who are benefiting from being underneath Jason. That's a BS move to me. You know?
It's a BS move to me too. I hate that shit because snitches get ditches where I'm from. And I'm going to read you a couple things real quick that gives you a little insight real fast on this before we take a commercial break. There was a court filing in LA Superior Court. This is where it's going to get tricky because the CIF, our governing body here in California, cannot give out money based on athletic ability. That's number 1 violation. So if that's the first alleged allegation, then there's a huge problem there, A. 2, it's a private school that doesn't have anything to do with it, but CIF lets them do whatever they want. But this is all stemming from July 2020 till now. So it's been happening 4 or 5 years now. So Wickerstrom is a name, and a Markule, and there's another name. Those are the 3 names that were fired prior, and a guy named Barraza. Now, the Salesian Society, a Roman Catholic religious order, is what St. John Bosco was founded on in the 19th century. The California Whistleblower Protection Act protects these 3 people, though. So you protect these snitches in a lot of different ways. But apparently one of the guys fired confronted Negro, Jason Negro's the head coach, about the practice of collecting cash and making payments, demanding that the football program adhere to established accounting practices. And he told the head coach, hey, man, we need to account for our money better. And apparently Negro said, nah, we're not doing that. Put it in this safe right here, and that'll be our slush fund, basically. Yep. Hey, dog, I've done it. Everyone I know's done it. I'll be real. That's what you do when you get a lot of inner city kids. You got to have backups upon backups to help these kids out in situations. I'm always going to defend the head coach because unless this guy was embezzling money to go buy a mansion,
right,
I'm going to say that he did it for the betterment of the kid, knowing him and the family. That's just what I'm going to say. Now, I'm not tight with him like that, but I do know the family, and I know his brother. I'm not going to bash him yet because I don't know enough, but I know an independent investigation has already been conducted, and all the facts will come out in court. So they apparently have everything already, figured out here. So I don't know. Yeah, and I know there's a football staff member engaged in spending for hotels, meals, large amounts of alcohol are being recorded. But that's a Catholic school, by the way. You can serve beer and alcohol at football games at a private Catholic school, unlike a public school. So just so you were clear there, you can have a keg up in the fucking stands in private Catholic schools. So there's a lot of differences that's why, again, private needs to be taken away out of CIF. And here's the big one, though, and we'll move on, Smitty. Cash payments to Negro and assistant coaches, apparently, allegedly, in court, this is on court record, I'm reading it, were not reported as income to the IRS or the Franchise Tax Board. And that is going to be a legal problem, and that's going to become embezzlement, fraud, and tax evasion. And if that becomes a big number, Smitty.
Locked up, you won't let me out.
Hey, this guy could be facing a lot more issues than just getting fired from his 6-figure job at that Snipes. And then he did all that, Smitty, just so we're clear, and got mollywopped by Mater Dei twice. So you know what Mater Dei's doing today?
Hiding their money and their fun.
Get all that shit up out of here. Let's go. You see what happened to Bosco? Get the fuck out. Everybody out. Everybody out. And I tucked my shirt in like a coat.
Yeah. Go, 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 go. Keep running on me back and forth. 5 more times. Real fast. 5 more times.
Get everybody out of this motherfucker right now. Make sure, hey. Get all those books, get all that paper, get the fuck out. Let's go. Let's burn everything. Modern day tripping right now. So is Santa Margarita. So is Jay Sarah. So is every other
homie.
Hey, I'm just saying, every fucking private school, homie, is doing that shit right the fuck now after Bosco got cracked. So, this is what it is.
I know you're exhausted. That's why I want you to run back 5 more times. I want to see if you can do it because I know you're fat. I know you can't do it.
You won't let me in your car. I can't fit in your car. Have you seen our short?
Yeah, I seen that.
Female out there by the name of rapper Dank Damas in the What's Happening Now out in the world, Smitty. She has filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against Lyft. Just a week after Lyft apologized to her after a driver denied her service because she was too big to fit in his car. That's her to the right over there. It looks like Jabba the Hutt. Let me give you more context. Smitty, again, here we go, playing victim for being so fucking fat and such a wobble body that you couldn't fit her ass on a forklift. A little less a Lyft or an Uber car. What are we doing, homie? You need some diet water and a 3-year fast before you sue anybody about not fitting in a damn car. Stop it! Look at that shit right there, Smitty.
I saw the actual video too.
So you telling me I can't get in the Lyft because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a bigger car.
What makes you think I can't fit in a car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is small in the back.
Can anybody listen to her talk? You telling me I can't get in your car? My girl got a bin. I can fit in her bin. What? Hey, homie, stop, man. We gotta stop, homie. Real shit, dog. The truth hurts. I get it. But damn, dog. Can you let the listeners know what you're watching and viewing right now?
So the young lady that was
Why are you so soft? Why are you so soft sounding?
The young lady who was denied the Lyft because of her weight and her size created an OnlyFans account 7 hours ago. It looks like, if I'm looking at this correct.
What's her name?
Or maybe she been had it. Her name is Dank Damas, and it says innocent spoiled brat is what she described herself.
What is it?
Innocent spoiled brat is what she describes herself. Dank Damas. She has a subscription for $25 per month, or 3 months and $75 total.
How much?
$25 per month. Denzel Xavier said, "Black people shit, motherfuckers still hitting it."
Smitty, so she can have OnlyFans. Like, come on, dog. Let me be honest, Smitty. Don't you and I know what our car can handle if we own our car?
Yes, we do.
So if I said, no, you can't fit in my car because you'll break my axle, then I should get I'm covered too under employment rights. Just so we know, because I actually hit up my lawyer and I was like, does Lyft have an issue? Lyft was there. He was like, nah, I don't think Lyft's losing this one. She was like, I don't think Lyft's losing. And she's a woman lawyer. She's like, nah, because the man can refuse right. That's law in their employment law. Like you can refuse service at a restaurant. You can refuse service with a taxi cab. You can refuse service. So if he said you break my axles and we'll be running with our feet like Flintstones, you would say you're protected. So she can do all this, though. That's the victim shaming shit I have a problem with. This broad won't go out and exercise or lose weight or get around a circle that tells her she's just super obese and she needs to do some differences in life. She won't do that, but she'll fucking make an OnlyFans, play victim now, and sue for millions. but she won't fucking put the effort towards going to the gym. Like, this is the problem I have, homie. Like, let's be real. But are you going to subscribe, though?
Nah, probably not. But JB, you can probably find this on like what you want on Reddit. I heard if you want to like find, you want to look her up and see. Interesting.
We gotta take a commercial break. B, hit me up. Oh, we gotta take a commercial break. We'll be back. Huh?
Nothing. B, deal.
What up, man? This is a proud new sponsor of the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty, and it is First Round Performance.
Yeah.
Make sure you head on over to firstroundperformance.com. We got the merch, the gear. They are top-notch company.
High quality, JB. All about the quality here. Workout gear, exclusive gear. What's that right there, JB?
By the way, nobody else in the country or the world has this short right here. You can put this short on. It helps your back. It helps your hamstrings, helps your quads as you work out.
What?
You can wear these right underneath your workout shorts or what have you. It's kind of like a girdle, but very, very comfortable. Shorts Against Syndrome. It's SAFS. Go head on over there and check it out. First Round Performance.
JB, they got workout bands. They got ankle weights.
What's this?
What's in that box?
Oh, kind of good.
It's our first time seeing this.
What's this?
I'm nervous. What's that?
It's a 40-yard dash electric timer. You can go get your workout on with the light and the strobe and the whole deal. Firstroundperformance.com.
Oh, you just turned it on, JB.
Bam.
You want that smoke?
Go check it out.
I know you ain't trying to race me, JB.
I might race Smitty and smoke him.
You ain't trying to race me. You scared of that life.
Yeah, this is real deal. You guys got to go check it out. Firstroundperformance.com. Head on over there. Proud new sponsor of the Coach JB Show.
This is nice, JB.
With Big Smitty. And
all this is mine, right?
hell yeah. Listen, their premium gear, including the revolutionary SAFS shorts I just showed you, are expertly designed by a leading orthopedic surgeon to align your hips and relieve your pain. It is trusted by athletes and active individuals alike, whether you are pushing your limits with their high-quality resistance bands, as Smitty just showed you, or boosting recovery with the powerful dual-spectrum red light therapy devices that I just showed you. First Round Performance delivers the tools needed to stay at the top of your game. Whether aiming for peak performance or simply wanting to live pain-free, they've got you covered. Visit firstroundperformance.com or shop on Amazon today. They just launched their AmazonStore.com, their Amazon store. This is out there, First Round Performance on Amazon. And so go help them out and grab some performance gear today. And please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions.
Yes, sir.
Go First Round.
Go First Round, baby.
The promo code will be Coach JB. So check that out and head on over there today.
Get right, baby. First Round, the highest quality.
First Round Performance, go get you some merch.
Ooh, I like this shirt. I like this shirt, JB.
Peace. Should have known it was a captain from Compton. This ain't gonna go right. I'm like, man, and then I get on the boat. It's a beautiful boat. Thank you for the whole experience, for real. We were only together like 4-5 hours. Almost died twice, but still, it was still a great ride, man. We were kicking it. Where we go from Long Beach to Huntington Beach in like 3 minutes. Stopped and had some drinks, some barbecue, kicked it tough. And Smitty, I should have just took an Uber from there. Should have got back on that damn boat, man. We get back on the boat. Next thing you know, JB and me just chilling, talking, trying to light one up, and then we look. We moving. We out. We in the middle of the ocean. I'm like, what the hell we doing?
Ruben's in the chat right now, Marcel. So here's a story, Smitty. You want to hear this real quick?
Tell a real story. Ruben tripping.
Spree's in the water. My boy Spree's in the water. Ruben's on the boat. Marcellus is yelling at Spree in the water and calling him Ruben. Hey, so hold on. So Ruben's on the boat.
Ruben.
Hey, Smitty, Ruben's on the boat. Ruben and Marcellus get into a full-blown ass conversation about, no, I'm Ruben. And I'm like, hold up, homie. Spree's in the water. Ruben is... Marcellus like, oh, you Ruben, I'm tripping. Spree's in the water. They got a whole blown conversation. I'm like, homie's in the water.
They be Spree for his life, and they over here arguing about some.
Oh, we over here yelling about his birth certificate. Hey, dog, we couldn't look worse because not only is, JB, so all of a sudden cats start coming up, not trying to help us. They trying to film us, trying to get us all caught up viral. JB snapping at them. I'm like, yo, Ruben, Spree is in the damn water. And he got on the whole full jean suit. Like, he looking like straight from the Compton swap meet. I'm like, dog, he drowning, it look like, because it's too heavy.
Right.
On the boat. And the best part is Steve Kim, he played his part. He tapped out. He didn't say one word, didn't help one thing, didn't help nobody. He just held my beer.
Hey, Marcellus, that motherfucker straight out of Hangover, too.
Did he?
Like, no, look, he looked like the cat on Hangover, the Asian cat on Hangover. Look at that motherfucker. I'm like, God damn. He was just watching shit. I'm like, he don't want no part of this shit. He don't want to be on the affidavit.
Spree somehow still has his cigar in his mouth the whole time. He drowned.
He got a
cigar in his mouth the whole time.
Wait, this is the craziest part, and I don't even know if we can highlight it because you can't see it on camera. His phone, he threw his phone out the water so it wouldn't get messed up, right? So he, almost drowned. He good. We almost ran him over right here. Yep. The phone is out. He good. When he gets rescued, guess what he does, Smitty?
What do he do?
He grabs the phone and puts it in his pocket while he in the water and then gets out the water.
Spree.
Yeah, we are back in the building. We're in the building. Pound that like. Going over to BetUS today. Use the promo code Coach JB. Let's dive into it. We got a lot of topics. Hopefully, Noel Mazzoni will be joining us here in a second, in about 15 minutes. Come on, Kelly. And then we'll break down some Super Bowl film. We'll break down some Super Bowl 57 film between the same teams, Eagles and the Chiefs. So we'll do that as soon as Noel gets on. Plus, we'll talk about some other things. I don't have a chaparral, Stephen J, knower of all things. Doesn't it embarrass you to say things that are wrong and just fully be confident in what you think is right? You're not embarrassed, Stephen J? You're not embarrassed. You don't have no shame at all to just be totally wrong and act as if I have a chaparral. Like, wouldn't you ask a question first and say, hey, JB, what kind of yacht you got? And then I tell you, and then come out and say, those are meant for the lake, not the ocean. Wouldn't you think you would say that? You just said that. Jesus Christ. Some of you motherfuckers are just not very smart. Hey, Smitty, you said you don't eat breakfast, homie. You eat breakfast every fucking day on the show. So you're a liar.
I don't.
You're a liar.
My girl ain't bought Chick-fil-A in a year.
Don't matter. You're a liar.
Most of the time I don't. This is a protein bar, though, because I'm going to hit the drum today.
Most of the time you do. So you're a liar again. Right in my face.
Don't.
You're looking at your fellow's face, right in your face.
Actually, don't do it a lot. It's just that when I do it, it pisses you off. So it's front of mind. Most days I don't eat nothing on the show. I don't. That was year one. The first few months I was doing it as like an act, peanut butter jelly sandwiches. I barely eat stuff on this show. That's the fact. That's a fact. You can look at all the shows throughout
That's
the week.
Cap. That's Cap, Bailey. He eats every day on the show, Bailey.
We do.
Why do you say things that you know are
Five
true?
shows a week, bro.
Thank you.
Bro, stop.
Man, you eat on the show every day. There's nothing wrong with it.
Listen, I think the chat knows that whatever Bailey says is biased to the
Chat,
extreme
we have
level
bias.
in favor of
I
JB.
sit here every day.
D Jones, you feel me, D Jones? We know.
Bailey, he eats Cheetos, chips, Power Bars, fucking peanut butter jelly.
Yeah.
He eats something every day. He eats. I don't eat bars. I'm in there fattening.
It's a protein bar, homie. If you work out, you're good. You need protein.
You don't work out though. I do get protein.
Deal. I work out. I'm swole.
I mean, you know what my protein is, homie? I eat a little cheese stick in the morning before the show, so nobody can eat it because I'm professional. And then an egg, a hard-boiled egg. That's it, homie. And then nobody sees me eat it because I do it on my break. You wait for your break. You wait for your break, and then come on the show live to eat. Now make it make sense.
That's my shtick. I like eating on the show.
Spell it.
S. Damn, it's hard. Let me see. S.
C.
I think it's SCHTICK. Shtick. I'm a bad boy with the vocab. By the way, before you move on, Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl against San Francisco 2020. He threw for 286, 2 touchdowns. 2021 against Tampa Bay, threw for 270, no touchdowns. 2023 against Philly the first time. That's when he threw his 182, but he threw for 3 touchdowns. And then last year against San Fran, he threw for 333 and 2 touchdowns. So 1, 2, 3 out of 4, he's thrown for 250 plus. And he had the one game where he threw under 200, but he threw for 3 touchdowns. So I'm just giving some context to our earlier conversation. Well, we can move on.
But that has nothing to do with anything.
I was just giving them. I didn't say nothing. I'm just throwing them information.
Yeah, I mean, we all
might help you. It might help me. It might help nobody. I'm just giving them information. I'm giving them the facts.
The stat against Tampa Bay is skewed because they were getting blown out so bad they threw the ball every down. And by the way, he was still bad. How many picks did he throw?
Probably a couple.
You didn't want to mention that?
Hold on. I literally said 270. I said no touchdown. It's not like I'm trying to.
I said, how many picks did he throw, homie? Why you mention that?
2.
Why you don't mention that?
I had to scroll over 2.
Oh, you had to scroll over. It's funny how we only mention shit that we like to see and talk about. It's funny how you don't mention the whole story.
I said no touchdowns. I don't want to mention that. That don't help my argument at all. That don't help my argument at all.
No touchdowns versus 2 picks, and then you lose by 30 is kind of like an ass whooping and a shitty performance. I don't know where you are from.
His O-line was hurt. His O-line was hurt. He was getting destroyed that whole game.
God damn, it's always something, homie.
Listen.
We love defending these motherfuckers.
Bring up context. Let's do it.
That's what I'm saying. Because you know what? Here's context. 1-15 team. I inherit in '89. I go 0-11 to start the season the next year, and then I win 3 Super Bowls. I built my team. I didn't leave. That's what Aikman did. But there's context.
Mahomes didn't leave either. He got drafted to the team and stayed there.
Here's some more context. Aikman threw 60% of his footballs 20 yards down or across the line of scrimmage versus Mahomes, who throws 60% of his balls at or behind the line of scrimmage. Oh, shit. That's a stat for your ass, ain't it?
I got another stat for you.
God damn.
Troy Aikman in 3 Super Bowls never threw for over 300 yards.
Didn't have to. We just mentioned that. Didn't have to.
I know, but you always use that argument for Mahomes for years.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Yes, no, JB, stop. He finally threw over 300 yards last year. You say that all the time. Your boy
right now,
never did it.
I hope the Eagles win now, and I hope that Kansas City never wins another one so that him and Aikman have the same amount of titles. Fuck it. I was rooting for Mahomes to win. Now I'm not because of Smitty. Now I'm not because of Smitty.
I'm going for the Eagles, homie. I'm going for the Eagles. I'm just saying that.
I was going for the Chiefs because I'm an Andy Reid guy, and I want to see Andy Reid win 3 in a row in the weakest era of football history, but still, he'll win 3 in a row. And then I wanted to see it, but now, I don't ever want to see him win again.
You know I'm not a Chiefs fan. They don't like me either, but I cannot be a fan and still have an unbiased discussion. You're soup. Once you don't like somebody, it's a wrap. you could never see the good in them.
Listen, I know I said that Mahomes, the 300-yard thing. I know I've said that. I'm not saying I didn't say that. I'm not saying I didn't say that. Here's what I'm saying, though. Look at the passing attempts in those games that he was very shitty in, and versus Aikman's attempts. I was waiting for that. In the system,
Troy Aikman had one good Super Bowl. He threw
in the system they run. By the way,
Troy Aikman went 22 for 30, 273, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. Amazing game against Buffalo. The first time.
I know.
The next two. Second one, he went 19 for 27, no touchdowns and a pick, 207 yards. And then the last one he went 15 for 23, 209 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. So I'm just saying, again, this whole, like, I'm going to bring some validity to it.
Hey, 6 touchdowns to 1 pick, though, in 3 Super Bowls. Pretty good.
But 4 came in 1 game, homie.
Man, that's one of the best performances in Super Bowl history, homie.
One game.
What's Mahomes done in his Super Bowl? What Super Bowl performance shines out for Mahomes, though?
Last year, overtime?
No. What just stands out? What Mahomes stat stands out in a Super Bowl?
Last year, overtime.
No, why? What's the numbers? 300 yards? Because he made a 300 yards?
2 touchdowns and threw the game winner in overtime, homie.
How many picks?
Against the Niners. Loaded team.
How many picks?
Team. 1.
Keeps missing. Just 1, but only 2 touchdowns. You act like he's threw 4 touchdowns, 0 picks, or 5 touchdowns. He's never done a Brady or Montana in a Super Bowl, homie. Never. Or an Aikman, 4 touchdowns, no picks in a Super Bowl. He sucks in Super Bowl. Let's be real. My eyes work.
Jason, you know what's funny, Jason?
Darnell, my eyes work.
Specifically Super Bowl. You don't bring them no the playoff games. You avoid the regular season. You avoid everything else because you know that fucks your argument up completely. If you bring up anything else, it completely destroys your argument.
Wait, Mahomes' playoff run has been mid as fuck every single playoff game. He's never ripped the playoff game.
Well,
we act like he's out here going for 450 in the playoffs like a fucking Roethlisberger or Brady or some crazy playoff performance.
Brady wasn't doing that all the time. Like, yeah, he had a one-off. It's the playoffs, homie. His defense, his physicality. Most people ain't throwing 400 yards in the playoffs.
Now it's the team.
No. You didn't hear what you're not listening to what I'm saying. I'm saying in the playoffs, it's a different type of game. They're slowing the game down with defense. Quarterbacks ain't throwing for 400, 500 yards in the playoffs for the most part. That's a fact.
It's always something, homie. It's always something for the guy you're defending.
No, for everybody. I'm saying you keep throwing all these weird numbers like you expect guys to throw for 6 touchdowns. No, this is the playoffs, bro.
No.
It's going to be
hold on, though. So when Roethlisberger threw for 4 touchdowns, no picks in the Super Bowl and won it, no one's in here having a debate about he's one of the best ever, right? No.
Right, yeah.
Why? We're only talking about guys that have done great, right? Because they win. Right. So Mahomes is only being discussed because y'all are calling him the GOAT or in the GOAT conversation.
No, he ain't the GOAT.
My fight is, how is we putting him in the GOAT conversation when he's never been the GOAT in a Super Bowl? Like, how are we putting him in the GOAT conversation when you just told me their defense is unbelievable? And Andy Reid, you just said it right now.
No,
so how is he the GOAT, homie?
It's not what I said.
How is he the GOAT? That's all I'm asking. That's the only question I know.
He's lying. For audio listeners, I didn't say that. He's lying.
Listen, if he wins, like I said, I'm just telling you, if he wins, I'm putting him in my top 5. That's what I've been telling you. I said
he should be there right now, Jason. He should be there right now.
Not really. Not to me, because my eyes work. I know what he had to go through. I know the era that he's in.
But if you can always use error, then we should never have these conversations.
You got to have era quarterbacks.
No, I'm saying, do you understand what I'm saying though? Like, there's no reason that we should eliminate all-time lists and all-time conversations, and we should cut it off at, like, I don't know, 2010 or 08, whatever year you want to, when you thought
just do it
real soft. And
just do it by era.
Right there. And anything that's happened after that point and moving forward, we should just not even talk about it because.
Nah, you just do it by era.
Because of that argument, he can win 16 championships, and you be like, no, it's there. So it's like, well, I can't. Nobody can argue that. That's your opinion. You think the era just sucks? It ain't that bad at all.
No.
It's rules that we don't like. But to act like football just ain't physical, it ain't. No, come on, bro. Motherfuckers still out here banging. Motherfuckers still out here hitting. Shit, Brady played in this era too and won a Super Bowl in this era too. We don't take it away from him. We actually praise him for getting that 7th ring with the Bucks. So it's like, it's just tough. But if that's gonna be your argument, I can't argue that argument. So we shouldn't bring it up because you'll never give him praise or credit because he could literally win 10 Super Bowls. You'd be like, it's the era. So I was like, all right, well.
But it is era. We got mainstream media talks about the era with Jordan and Kobe and LeBron. So why wouldn't we talk about era? Era matters. Homie, the rules change. It matters. Kickoff rules now tell me that Devin Hester wouldn't benefit from this era. Come on, homie.
I don't think he would. I just think it would be worse.
It matters.
I think it's worse.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's my point. The shit matters, though. If the rule change and the era changes, it matters. You got to discuss it. I don't know why you couldn't.
It matters, but like you say it so nonchalant. Like you say it in a way to where like it completely dilutes anything that he does.
That's why I think the eras do matter. I think eras do matter, though. Like you have to put them in there. So, like Mahomes right now is the GOAT of this era.
Okay.
Like this era. This era. But Brady's era ended, even though he won one in it, which is why he will always be the GOAT. Right. Because he won one in Mahomes' era.
Right. I'm cool. Listen.
And he beat Mahomes in his era.
We're in alignment with this. I got Brady at the top. I'm just saying the Elways, the Aikmans, even my guy, I love Peyton, but the Peytons, if Mahomes wins this one, it's like, I just don't see, I
got Mahomes ahead of Manning because Aikman's way ahead of Manning to me. So that's just what it is. Bigger arm, better ball, more accurate, more athletic, won more Super Bowls. Aikman's ahead of Manning. I mean, it's not even a discussion to me. And I love Peyton Manning. But that just is what it is. Hey, let's dive into, we got a special guest, man. We're going to break down some, let's ask our main man, NFL extraordinaire, offensive coordinator, guru. You're blurry, Smitty. Fix your thing before I cut you off the show.
That tape was so bad it made my screen blurry.
No, you just need some lotion. You're ashy as fuck.
I'm gonna ask this next guy his opinion off the top because I want to hear a real quarterback guru what they say.
We been talking about it forever because
I'm gonna move. It's gonna be real quick. I'm gonna move on.
Not gonna be real quick because I'm gonna argue back and it's gonna be gone forever.
I'm the host. I'm gonna keep it going.
Well, introduce him then.
The one and only Novazoni, man. Bring him in, man. My guy, the big dog. What's going on, Coach?
What's up, brother? So what's up? What are you guys doing this morning?
No
football this weekend.
Coach, we've been arguing football all day.
I might come out. You know what, Noel? I might come out there and look at some houses with you.
No, you're not.
Okay, let me put that on my calendar on how many times that's been said to me. Okay, let me look at my calendar.
Hey, Noel, just tell everybody real quick so we can move on. Troy Aikman is way better than Mahomes and Manning, and let's just move on.
No, real quick. Yeah, straightforward. First question. Is Troy Aikman, in your opinion, better than Peyton Manning? Yes or no?
Oh, my gosh.
Yes
Is Troy Aikman better than
Peyton Manning?
Sure. I was listening to JB. I'm with JB. I love Peyton. Winner. What's Peyton got? Two Super Bowl wins. Troy's got 3. Mahomes has got 3. Let's ask
4 MVPs, by the way, has all the records on.
Let's ask this question. You're the GM. You're the head coach. They just hired you, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. You got your first pick. Who are you taking?
Peyton Manning over Aikman. I'm not talking about Mahomes.
No.
Aikman and Manning.
I'm talking. Who's the first quarterback you're taking? You could pick anybody in the last that's been playing quarterback for the last 15 years.
Brady, of course, it's Brady.
Okay, then who's the next guy you're gonna take?
Right now, I'm gonna go Montana. Right now.
Montana.
Right now.
Okay. All right.
But in 2 weeks, it might be Mahomes. My argument, Coach, if you wasn't watching, if Mahomes finishes this 3-peat, for me on my list, I have to put Mahomes at number 2 on the all-time quarterback list. And I'm not even a big Chiefs fan. I'm not like a big Mahomes guy. This is not coming from like a biased take. I'm really not. I just think when you look at what he's accomplished in an 8-year career, has never not been in the AFC Championship. Well, it would be his 4th ring, 3 in a row, never been done. He's on pace statistically to beat every single quarterback record we could ever think of.
But
It's hard to like. It would be hard to not put him there.
I can't argue that point.
I don't know what angle you would go to not put him there. I just don't know.
And it doesn't matter. Hey, Smitty, it didn't matter. You lose Tyreek Hill. You bring in a rookie Worthy. You lose Hunt.
No
you bring in
wideout.
Pacheco. It doesn't matter who else is in the game with him.
It don't matter. He wins every time.
Hey, no, he puts Mahomes up here, but just mentioned 3 guys he'd take over him.
Huh?
Anyway, hey, listen, let me ask you something, Noel. If you're talking all time, where do you rate your guys? Like, you got Montana and Brady, you got Elway, got to be in the conversation. Marino never won one, but skill set wise, where you at with this?
All right, so I'm older. So who's at the table, right? Who gets to sit at the table?
Right here at the poker table.
Who gets to sit at the poker table? All right, so go down and then you got the guy who sits at the head of the table.
Yeah.
Well, obviously Brady he's the GOAT. He sits at the head.
There's no argument on that one. We all agree on that.
Okay. I think you go down. Now I'm old school, right? So if I go down the list, so you're talking about Troy Aikman, Peyton Manning, Terry Bradshaw, 4 Super Bowl wins, right? Terry Bradshaw. Okay. You're talking about I said Peyton, I said Troy, I said Terry, I said Joe Montana.
Yeah.
Where's Steve Young at? Is Steve Young in your mix?
I'm like Smitty. I mean, gosh, you go back, you got Bob Greasy, you got Roethlisberger, Bart Starr, Roger Staubach. All these guys are probably at the table, right? They're all right. Patrick Mahomes, those are all iconic guys, right?
Yeah.
Those are basically all old school guys that kind of from a little bit of the past.
Yeah.
Right? Mahomes, without a doubt, is probably a chair or 2 away from Brady. He gets to sit at the table, right? He's sitting at the table.
Maybe 2 or 3 then is what you're saying. Let's keep it real.
You're saying no, regardless of what happens next Sunday or now?
He's saying right now.
I mean, regardless or what?
I'm saying right now.
Right now.
So just for clarity for the audio listeners, Coach, you're saying Patrick Mahomes right now is either number 2 or number 3 in the all-time quarterback discussion, in your opinion?
I think he's got to be.
Thank you. That's what I'm
saying. If he's 3, who's ahead of him?
Maybe Montana, probably.
Yeah, you know what? It's so hard to like gauge all that because the game is faster. There's if you throw those guys, but if you're just looking at straight numbers and what okay, first of all, I guess you'd have to define what
era we're playing
what defines a Hall of Fame quarterback.
And then what era are we going to play him in?
And then what era are you going to play him in, right?
So that matters. That's why it's hard to argue. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah, there's so many.
That's okay. We should never argue with them. That's what I'm saying.
But here's the problem, though. Two of us in this chat have actually seen both eras. One guy wasn't even born yet. But anyway, we're not.
Jason, one of the guys who did watch both eras, to your point, just said that Mahomes is 2 or 3. He agrees with me. So, what do you know? What do you know? What do you know?
That's why. But there's a difference. He saw both eras. You watch YouTube. There's a huge difference.
Okay. Well, I guess I just guessed right. I guessed right then, because Coach Noel Mazzoni, who's a great football guy and knows quarterback, just agreed with me. So I guess I know.
Okay, so now if you ask me who through my life, through my career, who are my guys who I love, right? Wherever they're ranked. I'm a Montana guy, an Elway guy, right? Love those 2 guys. Okay.
I'm Marino.
I love
Marino.
Marino never got the Super Bowl wins that he should have had. Right. So those are the guys I grew up with, right?
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
You put Mahomes ahead of Elway and Montana already. Elway's got 2. Aikman's got 3. Montana has 4. Bradshaw, we know skill set wise wasn't on these guys' level, but won 4. Warren Moon could spin it with anybody, but never won one. Just as far as ball spinner and Aaron Rodgers in the mix, I got Stafford very high. Not obviously in this discussion, but I think ball spinning wise, skill set wise, there's a lot of differences in quarterback play. Right? There's ball spinners and skill set versus winners. Jim Kelly would probably be in the conversation, but he lost 4. So, like, I mean, there's just so much. There's so much to discuss, and then they got athletic.
We can't. He's not though, because he did lose. I mean, if it was a 50, we'd all be drunk, but he lost.
So I'm gonna go. Hey, JB, I'm going with my dark horse. The number 2 at the table is Shaun Salisbury. My boy Shaun.
Beat Elway all 3 times they played.
Yes.
Hey, but here's the argument that you would flip it though, Noel, and to Smitty's argument, like if I took Elway, Marino, Moon, some of those guys and put them in this era, I would sit there and tell you they'd throw for fucking 8,000 yards too.
That's
but we don't know though. We'll never know.
But that's the argument. If you're going to say that he could go back there and do it, then I'm going to say these guys can come here and do it.
Well, I hear you.
Like,
I'll say if you give Mahomes the all-time leading rusher and Emmitt Smith and the all-time offensive line and the Michael Irvin over there, then he probably wins 7 rings. And I mean, I don't know. Like
you got to remember. Hey, Smitty, you got to remember the Aikmans and those cats. I mean, that was under center, 7-step drops, throwing deep digs. Post. Yeah. It wasn't the catch and get out of your hand right now.
Hell no. That's what he don't get. He don't understand that shit. I don't get it, man. Like, that's the hard part talking to Smitty about this shit. He thinks 80% completion percentage is a fucking huge thing when you're throwing bubble all day.
I've never brought up completion percentage not one time in any of my arguments ever on this show. So, I mean, he keeps saying that. I've never said it one time.
Hey, no, what you got?
This discussion needs alcohol and cigars.
And playing poker, Noel.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just think some of us, we have a nostalgia for our childhood, and when we grew up in our era, we all do, and it's hard to like look past that and just look at the facts. So that's okay. We can move on.
And Noel, I got a Super Bowl party every year. I throw a big one here. If you're not doing nothing and you're in the area, you got to come by. We got comedians, broads, you name it. But anyway, tacos, barbecue.
It's actually a good time. I'll be there, seriously.
At the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it at the house every year. I got full-on servers, hostesses, bartenders, the whole 9.
They're showing everything too, Coach. Like, I've been in the last few years.
Live music. I might have, I don't know, all kinds of shit. We might have
video
a Cisco game.
He got the movie theater in the back. It's like a whole experience.
We don't do video games. See, that's why we know you're fucked up when it comes to quarterbacks. You already brought up fucking video games. Anyway, Noel. Hey, no, let me ask a serious question. Where would you have Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers and those guys that only, between them, he only won 1 and Phillip and Brees, but the other guys like Eli Manning, guys that have actually beat the GOAT in Tom Brady twice. Mm-hmm. Is Eli, I got to ask you, is Eli a Hall of Famer?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I look for longevity. Huh?
He's a 1%er. He's a 1%er to me.
I mean, there's not a lot of longevity there, right?
He's had like 3 or 4 Pro Bowls. I'm not sure if he's ever been an All Pro. I think his overall record. I think he's like even. I think he has like the same amount of losses as he does wins, if I'm not mistaken. I bet you can look it up for me.
We got guys with less wins in the Super Bowl. I mean, in the Hall of Fame, though, man. Like, how is he not? Like, there's this.
You can't get in because those are 2 of the all-time greatest Super Bowls of my memory. Just watching, so I think he'll get in.
All I know is there's one human that walks this earth that never lost to Tom Brady in a Super Bowl and beat him twice. That's all I know. So that has to carry some weight.
It does. But to your point, though, JB, that will be the only reason why he's in the Hall of Fame, though. You know what I'm saying? Like where these other quarterbacks. Like Aaron Rodgers has 1 Super Bowl, only been there once, but he's so great. You know what I'm saying?
What about Big Ben? He's gonna be a Hall of Famer. Why isn't Eli? What do you mean? The hell's no water.
Big Ben he won more.
Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean? They have the same, and he lost to Brady. 1 beat him twice. What do you mean?
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how you guys. One of the boxes you guys have to check to be in the Hall of Fame is beat Brady.
Right. That's how great you are.
Right.
But back in the day, it was beat Montana, right?
Beat Montana, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, where do you have?
Or beat Aikman. I beat Troy.
At that time, it was Aikman was 3-0. Hey, where are you at with Stafford and Rodgers? Sorry. Where are you at with Stafford and Rodgers, Hall of Fame wise, when they retire?
Oh, I think they're both. I don't know if they get in on the first boat, but I believe they're both guys. I mean, Stafford is probably one of the best throwers that's ever been out there. You know, as far as what he's done, and for him to be in obscurity in Detroit for all those years and not get the recognition he should have got. You know, if he's at a different club.
He might have 3 or 4 rings.
Yes.
I'm being honest. That's what people don't want to talk about. That's why I already put him above Rodgers, because just what he's done. He should have. The Rams should have beat the Eagles the other day or last week. I'm just telling you. And he threw for 324 in the snow and making no look. He's the original no look guy, by the way. But go ahead, Smitty.
This is a quick question for y'all though. So like, I agree with you guys on Stafford, but being like devil's advocate here. Isn't that the job of a great quarterback though to uplift like their team? I know we're saying Detroit was so bad, and yeah, they were, but isn't that also don't we blame the quarterback a little bit on that too though?
Yeah. So is Lamar a Hall of Famer?
Yeah. I don't understand. I don't understand the question there exactly.
I do. We do. We get it. You may be,
they've never been bad.
Maybe you're a micro thinker and don't understand your question, because your question just led to my question, which cooked you.
No, I don't think you did. I don't think you just did what you thought it did.
I do. We do.
How many Super Bowls has Lamar won?
No,
we do. We get it.
No, hold on, real quick. I'm not, just for clarity, I'm not saying Stafford's not a Hall of Famer. I'm a fan of Stafford. I'm just saying we always make this thing. We always say Detroit Lions are horrible, and we just say that, we move on. But I never hear any pushback on the quarterback. But when teams win, we give the quarterback all the praise. So when they lose, we gotta give them the blame.
We don't.
I don't understand. Like, how do we say they lose? It's the Lions' fault. It's not Stafford's fault.
Before we get into the whole Lamar thing, but you're sitting here. You protect Lamar when he's shitty in the playoffs, but you're frying Stafford. Come on, man, make it make sense.
How am I frying?
Here.
I'm asking two Detroit.
You imagine Stafford in Baltimore? Come on, man. He was in Detroit, the worst organization in
offense
football.
Would be different, JB. It wouldn't be. They wouldn't be running 22 personnel and all that. I don't know. Let
me give you another example. Like Stafford is Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, another one.
Phillip Rivers is a baller.
Let me ask you: if him and Eli trade don't go down, is there a Phillip Rivers scenario where he beats Brady?
100%.
Those Chargers team wasn't that bad though. He had some good teams on the Chargers too.
Yeah, but they weren't that Giants team. I'm just telling you right now.
When the Giants won, JB, they were like 9-7 that year. It wasn't like they were some loaded.
They had a Super Bowl caliber defensive line that was the Achilles heel to Tom Brady. That's what beats Tom Brady. Remember, the Saints beat Tom Brady every year, twice a year, when he was with Tampa.
The
Saints beat. But they had a D-line that could get to him with 4 and not blitz and play coverage. That was his kryptonite. Tom Brady did not like that shit, to play coverage and have to deal with that front 4. The Giants gave him front 4 pressure with Strahan and Tuck and all those guys.
They sacked him all day.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to blitz nobody and play coverage, and that's what beat him. Phillip Rivers would have had the same luxury on that defensive side and still did the same thing on offense.
I mean, we think though, but like also let's look back how the Super Bowls went. Those Super Bowls were like
we gotta be honest.
It was a lot. Like I don't.
No. But we gotta be honest.
Nothing.
You just said Eli did nothing stellar to win those games. I'm telling you that he won twice without doing anything stellar. Eli didn't have no stellar 500-yard games. So what I'm saying is, Phillip would have did the same thing or better.
But it was but the thing about Eli, it was moments. Again, I don't always look at all the stats. I look at like the biggest moments. What do? Eli made the drives. If you guys look back and remember, he made both Super Bowl. He made some beautiful throws late in that game to be able to win the game. So it's that
was saved by beautiful catches. So let's be honest, that's how it works.
Everyone talks about the helmet catch, but I'm saying beyond that. It was the second ring that had. He threw a corner shots to the sideline to who was I can't remember who it was. There's a certain plays I remember. I'm like, damn, Eli, that's
what it does tell you is how hard it is, right, Smitty, to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and real quick before we move on to the earlier conversation, you asked about Big Ben and Eli and why Eli, like they're not the same. Big Ben's stat wise, he's over him in pass yards, passing touchdowns, less picks. Every stat you can think of he's better in, but the most important side is the wins and losses. So Eli's career was 118 and 118 wins and losses. That's his career record. Big Ben was 166, 82 and 1. So just from a standpoint of winning and losing, it's night and day. So I just want to make that clear.
But how many more years did he play?
Come
on, man, you got to look at that, Smitty. You can't just say.
I think it's comparable. I don't think Big Ben played that many more years.
Hey, Noah, here's what we're gonna do real quick for the next 2 weeks here before the Super Bowl. Before we we got you till the Super Bowl, and then we're down for the spring with you. But I got to ask you.
Okay,
today,
well, wait. Since we're throwing out stats, so Eli's career win-loss record is 117 to 117.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or 116 to 116, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so you win half your games.
Yeah. Is that good to y'all?
Is that good for me?
Yeah.
All right, let's look at it.
I'm saying I threw out Big Ben. Big Ben is 166, 82 and 1. So he played 2 more years and has way less losses. You hear what I'm saying? So yeah, so to JB's question earlier, that's why I don't put Big Ben and Eli in the same conversation.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I do better stats and yeah.
But I do put it in the conversation of Bill Cowher, who never missed a playoff, and Mike Tomlin, who never missed a playoff, versus a Giants team Eli inherited that was shitty as shitty, and then had to build it up, just like Aikman did in Dallas, versus a Mahomes who inherited a 12-4 franchise with Andy Reid. There's a huge difference, and no one wants to talk about all that shit. So anyway, we'll move on though, because real quick. So today. Today I want to break down Super Bowl 57 because we get to see the same opponents play in about 2 weeks from now in this Eagles-Kansas City rematch of Super Bowl 57. It's Super Bowl 59. I actually have the luxury of having that Super Bowl film. So today I'm going to let you choose. And then next Wednesday, which will be probably your last day on for the season, and I appreciate it. Hopefully next year we can do it again, is we'll break down the other team. So we get both sides on O and both sides on D. Who you want today? You want KC on O or you want Philly on O?
Let's go Philly on O.
Bet. I got it. That's what I got queued up. So let's dive into it. Bailey, pull it up. Let's get it going.
So wait. It's such an interesting conversation because Rivers was 244 and 240 win-loss. So about the same, right?
Yep.
But why you push for Eli to be Hall of Fame, all that, maybe not Phillip, is it always comes down to Super Bowl wins.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yep, 100%. Those 2 Super Bowl wins are some of the most historic games. They stopped the undefeated Patriots team, and then the other time, I can't remember what the Patriots record was, but they were still the underdogs going to that game, and he beat them again. So I just think, that's why I said earlier, if he makes the Hall of Fame, it's solely because of the Super Bowls. If you remove that, he has no argument anywhere else, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right, Coach, we're going to put offense in red with the Eagles as far as our lines and our circles. And then on defense, since KC's in white and red, we'll use yellow.
Okay, so can I make one statement about this game?
Yes.
About this defense here at KC? All right. That Spagnuolo, love that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Bad boy.
Okay, so I always go to it like on offense as an offensive guys. I never want to play defense on offense. I always want to be in the attack mode. I don't want the defense to tell me what I can do on offense, right? I want to tell the defense. Well, freaking that guy, he is always in attack mode. And I love it because when he has to make plays, it's not prevent defense.
Right.
He's coming after your ass now.
He's playing to win.
Yes. I love that guy.
Hey, no, we got a straight up quarters match, 2-man, 2-zone look, right? We got a 4-high, 2-high shell, 2 safeties on the roof, we like to call it. And that is what we have here, a 6-man box. That's what Spags loves. He's a 4-down guy. There's probably a tight shade or a head-up tilted nose and a 3 and 2 5s, and they go get it. And then they're going to do a lot of exotic shit down and distance-wise. They're going to bring corners off the edge, which kind of screwed over Josh Allen the other night, and we broke that down in totality several times. Everyone in America is trying to break that play down due to protection and who the ball should have went to, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody has their opinion. But right now, remember, this is a hiring practice issue, in my opinion. Andy Reid keeps his ship tight because he's the play caller and head coach, and he can lose any coordinator he wants. The offense still goes through Patrick Mahomes and himself. He can lose Bieniemy as a title OC. He can lose this guy and bring in this guy. Other guys lose their coordinators during playoff runs like Detroit just did, and we can argue Ben Johnson wasn't fully invested. He was interviewing, and their offense did not look as good as we've seen all year, and they lose to Washington in the first round. 2 years ago in this game, this D coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles was interviewing and took the head coaching job for the Arizona Cardinals, and people questioned it, and Sirianni and him had actual words after the game because of how unsound the Philadelphia Eagles defense was in this particular game when they had led the league in total defense all year long. So I want to give some context. I hate the practice. I wish nobody can be talked to until after the Super Bowl. And then you go. So I think this is a horseshit rule because I think playoff teams deserve to have full attention for their teams that have earned the right to be in these games. And I think we're poaching these teams' coordinators is a shitty deal. But anyway, Kellen Moore is rumored to be the next head coach for the New Orleans Saints. If Philadelphia comes out and drops a goose egg and the Chiefs shut them down, which they're very capable of doing on defense, are we going to sit here and question Kellen Moore's investment in this preparation against the Kansas City three-peat? Because he'll become the new head coach for the Saints, and we're all going to bring that up. So, again, I watched this defense for the Eagles, and I said, man, this guy was already gone. He was out the door even though he was still in the game. I hope that's not what we see with Kellen Moore in this offense. But break down this offense. Go ahead.
I agree completely with you. I would like to see where no team can even release who they're interested in as far as until after the Super. Because, and I'm not saying the guys don't work hard because they're getting interviews. They're trying to, be head coaches. Yeah. But what you don't understand is that their phones ring and text 24/7 when other coaches think they're getting a head job, right? Everybody he's coached with, everybody that he knows, his buddies, everybody, they're shooting, hey, you get the job, hire me, I want to be your D-line coach or whatever, right? And it's just human. It's just human. That's a lot on your mind when before you're focused on one thing.
There's no doubt. That's what people don't understand, the actual detail-oriented business this takes to win a game against Spagnuolo, coach, who's not leaving, who said, you know what, I'm going to ride my days out with you, Andy. I don't need to go anywhere anymore. I've been there, done that. And that's what the difference is, in my opinion. But let's break down what Jalen Hurts, same offense, basically. And here's why I think teams lose. Jalen Hurts' struggles, in my opinion, he's on his third OC in basically 3 years. No one talks about it. And I give Sirianni a lot more credit than a lot of people do. You've gone through 3 OCs. You've gone through 2 O-line coaches. You've lost DCs. You've lost a lot there in Philly to be this consistent. And everyone wants to bash him in Philly because that fan base is batshit crazy. I give Sirianni a lot of credit for being back here 2 out of 3 years and doing what they did. And remember, they won 10 in a row last year before they went on a losing streak and then got put out in the first round, and everybody said he should be fired. And now right back again, they are in the Super Bowl. So I give him a lot of credit, but hopefully we'll come down to this offense, which we're going to basically see the same thing. You got A.J. Brown, you got Devontae Smith, you got now Saquon, and you got the same pretty much O-line intact other than Kelsey. And you have Jalen Hurts, who I've said the Eagles have won with in spite of, not because of. I think the Chiefs win because of Mahomes. The Bills win because of Josh Allen. These other teams win because of their quarterback. The Eagles have been winning without, in spite of their quarterback. I think that has to change for this team to get this Super Bowl win. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think the Eagles win because of Sirianni.
Interesting. Over.
I mean, you're right. They say he's had a bunch of turnover. Everybody, you're a flash in the pan. After that Super Bowl, and then they came back and they lost those games at the end. He's lost court. It's exactly all the things you said, right? But the other guy is that they have taken who they have. I mean, that's some ballers now. AJ Brown, Devontae, Saquon,
Goddard.
I mean, in the O-line, I mean, they have held that core together, and I think Jalen has done a good job of managing the game.
Yeah,
100%. And you're right. Here's a guy. I mean, Patrick Mahomes has been throwing the same. Patrick Mahomes could call the game just like Andy Reid. He's been he knows exactly what's going to happen. This guy's had 3 different coordinators in 3 years. Now, Kellen's done a great job for him this year. And so I think Kellen's done a good job of playing to Jalen's strengths.
Yeah.
No doubt. That's what Andy Reid does with Mahomes. I mean, that's what it is, but it's consistent, though. It's the same every year. Every install, every year, day one install is the same since Mahomes has been in the league 8 years. Same. Day one install. What is it called, Mahomes? What is it, Pat? It's inside zone with bubble attachment. Whatever it may be, it's the same shit every year. We already know what it is, and that's what it is. So here it is, Coach. Let's dive into it. The Eagles getting 11. They trade. Now they're in 2x2 here. Goddard down here on the bottom. And Kansas City just inverts to safety, right? Now they go one high. And they roll out of there. And this is, at the time, I don't know who the back was. I forgot. Was it Singletary or something? I don't know who it was.
No, it wasn't Swift.
Nah, wasn't it Singletary? I don't know.
I believe that's Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders, thank you. Yep.
There you go. Yep. So basically, first down, they ran the ball. The Chiefs are going to play base. They're going to invert to the tight end, it looks like, Noel. And that's kind of what they did. Invert means, so you know, so if they swap a tight end over like they did, they went here to here, they rolled the safety down, and then they bailed out a guy in the last play anyway. This play starts off in 2x2. So against 2x2, it looks like, Noel, they're staying in a one high look. When they were in 11 floater, they were too high. They had the safeties up here until they motion. Is there a tendency to be seen here with that or no, if you're Kellen Moore?
I don't think so, because the last one was a first down call, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now they're second and long.
And empty, yep.
And they're an empty, which to me, I'm Kellen Moore. I'm thinking, okay, a lot of teams like to go 2-man on this type of stuff. But I got Jalen Hurts, so let me spread them out. If everybody's covered, I got a chance for Jalen to get me to third and medium, right?
Yeah.
Because I always got to think of Jalen as he can make yards for me with his legs, like Josh Allen, like Patrick Mahomes. That's the one thing, if you guys noticed, is that all the differences from this era to the last era, the Aikmans and all that, is that how many first downs are made, right? You call a play, it sucks. They're all covered. How many times does Mahomes, does Josh Allen, do Lamar, do all these guys, Jalen Hurts, that they make first downs and keep your offense on the field with their legs? They create first downs for you.
I love it.
Right?
Hey, Noel, explain Spagnola's complexity, because a lot of people won't understand. What they're trying to do here is they're going to bring the obvious Mike backer that's covering this slot right here. And then they're going to try to take the circle here and drop him all the way over here to fuck with the Q.
Right. So in protection right here, right? In protection, you've got to point the Mike. So in that 4-2 look, they got to probably point the Mike, because you got to figure the guy to the bottom on the bottom slot. You got to say, okay, well, who's covering the slot? Well, it's got to be that guy, right? So we're going to make the other Mike the point. We're going to make the circle the point by the O-line.
So you would slide right.
Because we're saying they can't bring the guy in the square.
Right.
Because somebody's got to cover the slot, right? So with that,
you
he's kind of scheming your empty protection. Right.
You make a Riz call or whatever and full slide, like slide right.
Right.
Gotcha. That's what you're saying. Okay.
And then this is a replace.
You're not anticipating. So this is almost like a fire zone look, JB.
Yep.
Right. See how they drop the backside in. So
56 gets out.
Which way does the center go?
Kelsey's going left to the nose. It looks like.
Rewind it.
Yeah, see how the line. See how they got to count the backer that's running to the slot. Right?
Let's go to the end zone. Let's go to the end zone here.
Here we go. Because Chris Jones is right there, so he's like it looks like he's just straight up man protection though.
Yeah, but you don't know he's dropping out, Smitty.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. You don't know that this guy is going to drop out of here. So now he can come. They can run a game here. You know what I'm saying? So we got to understand. So they had a slide. So no, explain empty protection real quick.
Here's what it is, Smitty. Here's what it is, Smitty. How many blockers do you have right there?
You got 5.
Okay. How many possible rushers are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's 6 because you don't know who's going to come.
6.
Yep.
Right?
Who's hot? Who's hot then?
So there's 6 possible rushers. So we got to figure out what 5 are coming, and we got to throw hot off the 6th defender.
Yeah.
So explain empty protection for you and I if we're calling this offensively and we're creating our offensive line coach to understand what we do in empty. We're right-handed QB. So do we want our hot in our face or do we want our hot to our backside? That's what we have to determine, right, as an offensive play caller. So if I want the hot, and that means I'm going to slide away from my throwing hand and I'm going to make hot to the right, which would basically mean we're going to either throw hot off this DN here or whoever's on the edge. Or some people want to slide to it and make the backside hot. I wouldn't. I would rather have my hot in my throwing hand of the right-handed Q. But what do you do here, Noel? If we got 6 for 5, who's hot and what side? Is it a field adjustment? Is it a boundary adjustment? Is it a throwing hand adjustment? How do you do that as a play caller as Noel Mazzoni would?
Well, 2 things. One is you're going to have what they call a Q, right? One of your receivers is going to be queued because you've called a concept. Well, obviously, if in the concept one of your slots is running a corner route, okay, well, he can't be a hot throw because it's not a quick throw. He's going vertical. So you would say, okay, well, I'm sliding the line away from my corner throw, so that receiver has to be queued. In other words, he's queuing into if that guy on my head blitzes, I got to give my eyes to the quarterback. So it's like you said, if I slide the line to the right to protect the quarterback's backside where I can't see that in, then I'm going to probably either queue or have a built-in hot on the left side. Or vice versa. It depends on what concepts you're running.
Gotcha.
Yep. So here we go here. So who's hot for you right here? Obviously, to me, because this is 3-on-2 here. So I know that this guy's an alert because he cannot actually come, right? Because they got me outnumbered. Over here, somebody has to cover this slot unless they fire zone me. And I know he ain't coming from this distance on the field side. And I know we got a cover guy here and a cover guy here. So I'm thinking this would be our hot guy.
Yep.
I would make a throw a right-handed guy hot, no?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah.
So
I don't know if it's it depends on if you're built by concept or you're built by because he goes back to him, he's thinking. Now the line does a great job, but to me, watch Jalen's thinking he's throwing this thing hot off 32.
Yeah.
See him right there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Now the line does a great job of bouncing it back, but that's a free runner. So you see him set his feet and get the ball out.
Now we got 3rd and 5. No, first series in the Super Bowl. We can expect similar things offensively out of the Eagles, and we're going to see the same defense. Just so we know, the same look.
So now they're just playing man-free hole coverage, right?
Yeah, we got a little mesh concept, a little crossing mesh concept here, and Jalen makes them pay.
Good play call. They're probably play a lot of hole coverage against Jalen Hurts because he's a runner. Yeah, so they got to have a guy in the hole on 3rd downs. So now go back to the wide, JB.
Yep.
Okay, so like, hey, offensive football is all about space, numbers, and leverage, right?
Yep.
You're always trying to outnumber, create space, and get leverage on the defense, and the defense knows that. So you can see how the slot guys are playing outside leverage, because they're trying to funnel everything inside to the hole player or the free safety.
So these two,
the corners are in cat defense. All right, so their only help is the sideline.
Yeah,
there's no guaranteed of inside help, so they should be playing inside leverage and forcing everything outside.
Got you. Yeah.
So your safety and your nickel are forcing everything inside to the whole player in the free, and the corners they're gonna just they don't think they're gonna get inside help, so their help is I got to press this guy to the sideline.
Copy that.
The positive and the negative, Coach, is Jalen should recognize and understand in year 5 or 6 for him that who's coming and who's not in this look. If I'm an empty, he's got to recognize at least, okay, I know for a fact that this guy can't come. X him off.
He's not what they call capped. He's not a
X
cap.
him out.
Yeah.
Now, to the boundary, this is an alert player. I got to think he's an alert in blue here, right? He can actually come over this slot because they can drop this guy to cover him.
Right. Yep.
So I know the corner's out. He ain't coming. I know he ain't coming. So process of elimination is critical in a Super Bowl for the quarterback to get up here and understand, okay, I know my side adjust. I know my route concepts. He better. And I know the protection in empty or in 10 personnel, which they're in here. So that's critical in the Super Bowl. So Jalen understands it here and knows that Spagnuolo really don't have many options on who he can bring. So Jalen understands it, and he knows he has time to hit the crosser, Smitty. Josh Allen didn't have the time to sit back there because it was a different look, and Spagnuolo heated him up and brought a corner off the pressure side. So this is a different deal. Jalen knew he had no immediate pressure. He had time to sit in the pocket. And their O-line and D-lines are real comparable here with Jason Kelce.
Hey, Smitty, for a quarterback, all this happens in about 1.9 seconds, right?
Yeah.
2.2 seconds. And on top of him having to go through everything JB's coaching him to do, this guy's hot, that guy's hot, I got Q's. He got Chris Jones and 3 other war daddies coming after his ass.
And then he still got to just make the throw. You know what I mean? Like,
it's one of the hardest positions. In all of sports, one of the hardest positions to play is to be an NFL quarterback.
That's why I give the great one so much praise because it's hard to do.
They're in 11 personnel here, Noel, against the same look. We're in a one-high inverted look here on defense. Spagnuolo is here. He's got a one-high cheated to the field. Here's the invert right here. So the invert is with the X. What are you expecting here? Eagles are pass heavy early. Play action early. This is first down again. They're running a little play action, ride and glide, a little power pull look. Take a shot down, huh?
Yeah, same defense, right? One free.
Yep. And they're disguising, Coach. What they're doing is a good job.
Or cover 3. Watch the
nickel.
They're right playing cover 3. Watch the nickel release the slot.
Hey, but what they're doing. What they're doing.
Play it so I can see it real quick.
What Spag does, though, real quick, he's over here cheated to the field to let Jalen know, all right, go ahead and try to throw to Goddard right here. But what he does is he rolls at the snap, and he fucks with you a little bit. Little things he fucks with people on the quarterback. Watch him roll over here and why Jalen don't two-ball this to Goddard right here in the slot, which I would like to see. Right now, this ball, to me, I would have tried to tell him, throw that bitch right here to Goddard.
Goddard's not even looking, though.
On a 2-ball right there, though, he's got time. He ain't getting there. But Jalen has to recognize that. That's a huge throw, and it will break this what Noel just said, nickel release. It'll break this up. Now I'm going to start dictating 2 high or 1 high based on him being able to make that fucking big-time Super Bowl throw right there, which he has to do.
So run this back. This is like the first, your junior high team, the first concept you teach kids, right? 4 verts.
Yep.
4 verts, and it's all about spacing So it's exactly what JB said. If a single high, the said, if a single high, the Goddard right there, he should catch this ball, Smitty, at like 18 yards.
Yeah.
Okay. If the safety rolls to it right there, then he's coming to the bender or the vertical, the seam route there, and he should catch it at 25 yards.
Yeah.
Okay. If the top corner, if he middles it or he overlaps that, then you should get a fallout route by him. So he's at about 18 and he falls out. So that's that's the first thing you teach.
Yep. And right here, Goddard's got to get this ball.
Yeah, this ball can come out right now. Bam.
Right now. That's a ball that we have to be able to complete in a Super Bowl, Smitty. For this guy to be Jalen to take that next step for the Eagles to win, in my opinion, that has to be thrown because he has no shot at this. And AJ, this corner is doing a hell of a job on AJ Brown because he is funneling him to the sideline. Noel just mentioned that's my only help. And AJ used the benefit to his defensive player and said, damn, I'm letting you funnel me to the sideline. Your only help. AJ can't do this. AJ's got to keep the ball in bounds for the quarterback to give him some room to throw it. Right. And he's running out of bounds here. Bad route by AJ. And
here's why I think that this is why he didn't go to Goddard. Because he saw close alignment by AJ, right?
Yep.
So he knows he's got lots of room out there.
Yep.
All right. So he said, "Screw it, I'm taking my player versus your player one-on-one." Yep. But he should look at that and say, "Holy shit, bro! That guy's got like 2 yards of outside leverage on AJ."
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he ain't never going to get there.
Right here. I got to look at the corner alignment. I got to know he's alignment.
He should have worked. If it's me, I'm thinking, hey, Jalen, work the two inside verticals on the free.
Fuck yeah, look at him. He's a sitting duck. He's in no man's land.
Nah, that's a good point. Coach Mazzoni, real quick, because you were talking about it earlier. What did you see early on, right at the snap that you said gave it away that it was cover 3 versus being man free? It was something you were looking at. You were about to say it.
He said, Smitty, he said nickel release, meaning that the nickel came down over the slot up top, but then he released them, and he played kind of the flat or hook curl area, which is kind of like a cover 3 determinant. So what he's saying is, and Noel, you correct me if I'm wrong, what he said was there was a nickel defender here that it looks like man to the defense. It looks like man to our quarterback because that's a DB.
Right. Yeah.
Not a linebacker. So we're thinking nickel or some sort of man free.
Yep.
But that's Spagnola. So that's what Noel was saying. He nickel released them.
He's trying to tell you it's man right there. Yeah. But watch the nickel at the top. Watch him reroute and release.
Oh, yeah.
See right here, he's playing.
And you see how they overlap the corner on the vertical.
Yeah,
right here,
top.
Right here.
And that's why the Devontae falls out.
Gotcha.
See right here. See right there. Yeah, and then he's the bender.
Yes.
He's the bender because if this guy seeks on the inside seam from Goddard, we should throw the bender at 25 yards. If he's over here, Smitty, this ball should have been thrown at 18, which it should have been already. Because I'm just teaching one thing as a cue, Noel. I'm teaching Jalen Hurts. If that safety backpedals at all, throw the ball to Goddard right fucking now. If that safety comes downhill, then we're looking outside to the bender or what have you. So that's just what.
So like how I would teach my guys, Smitty, is that there's every concept has an intent. You call this play for a reason. You call this play because it's post high safety, and you want to throw it to the boundary seam to Goddard, right?
Yeah.
So that's my intent to throw it there. Now you say, okay, throw it there until somebody tells you can't. So go back, JB. So just exactly what JB says. So if my intent is to throw this to the tight end right here on the vertical, if the safety tells me I can't, then I go to the bender.
Yeah.
If the corner tells me I can't throw the bender, then I go to the fallout.
Gotcha.
Okay, so everything is intent, right? You gotta you got to call something to know where do you want the ball to go.
Man, quarterback is hard as hell. Like,
Hey, Smitty, by the way,
all this like boom, boom. It's like safety back. It's like damn. Like that shit. It's. I give more props to quarterback. Like just understanding the position more from listening to y'all. I got even more respect for the quarterback. This is crazy. When it's like you gotta be a genius to play quarterback down there.
Wait, and on top of that, Spagnuolo started. Your first thought before you got the ball was, "Oh shit, it's man."
Right.
So you're thinking man, and then all of a sudden, halfway through your drop, you go, "Oh shit, it's zone." Oh shit!
Then it's like, "Oh shit, Chris Jones."
Hey, Smitty, there's one.
Exactly.
There's one. I got one. I got one right here based on the safety's alignment. Number 2 is right here on the bender. And then 3, if the corner comes over, this is 3 on the fallout.
Gotcha.
So the quarterback, by the way, is right-handed on the left hash and has to see this safety in this corner with his peripheral vision.
Yep.
With Chris Jones breathing down your fucking neck. So yeah,
and then you gotta make an accurate throw. Just you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. That's a lot, man.
Yeah, but D-line's harder to play. Yeah.
More physical, way more physical. Not mentally, no.
Bailey, take us out. No, we're gonna do that next week with KC.
I appreciate that.
With KC on O next week, we'll break down the great Mahomes and you're gonna see that Coach Gannon on defense. It looked like he really had a lackluster investment because I saw some shit in that game. Shaun Salisbury and I broke down after that Super Bowl 2 years ago. We're like, he's on gap sound. It was like, what are they doing? They were running guys on and off. I hadn't seen it all year long. And then that Super Bowl, it looked like he had already taken a job for the Cardinals, and you could tell. And then Sirianni came out and blasted Gannon and saying, he wasn't invested. And
that's why, Smitty, like when you get to that level, like that's the top level, that's why, like as a game planner, as a coordinator, whatever, you're not only thinking concepts, schemes, but you're also thinking people, right?
Yeah.
So, like in your protection, you have to say, wait a minute, I'm trying to throw some verticals here, but I got Chris Jones over here. So now I have to adjust my protection sometimes for the front. So, like, you're right. There's a million games within the games going on in every play.
Yeah, man, that's impressive. Man, I appreciate y'all. I always tell JB that this is like my favorite segment of the week because I was the guy that loved being in the film room. I wasn't a freak athlete. I'm 5'11". I wasn't that big. What helped me become a really good D lineman and an all-conference guy was just the film room and just, like I would take that seriously. So I love just learning and shoot. I wasn't in the offensive film room. So
and plus that Smitty, you're a handsome man.
Appreciate that. That helps too.
Hey,
all right.
No doubt.
Peace, boys.
All right, bro. See you next week. Later.
Peace. From one coach to another, JB. Ain't no break. We can't break. We gotta go straight to it. It's 8:30. I know you want to rest and drink your coffee.
It's 8:18, homie. It's 8:18. It's 8:18.
I'm telling you. I know you wanted to say, let's do a quick 2-minute break so I can go take a piss. None of that, man. Because my guy, my brother, one of the best in the business, HBCU legend, the one and only.
Bailey, take me out, Bailey. I got to piss. Take me out, Bailey. I got shit to do.
Fred is in the building. Bring him in. I knew he was going to say that. What's going on, Coach Fred?
What up, Smitty?
You over there having a hell of a time, ain't you?
Man, waiting on an appointment to start. Coffee. Let's get the day jumping, baby.
Yes, sir, man. I'm sure I know you've been in the background right there just kind of watching us break down film. Like I was telling the chat, man, like you could play football for a long time, but like it still have so much to learn. Like I played a position in the side of the ball. I knew all 4 positions like the back of my hand. I even knew a lot of what the linebackers did on certain situations because obviously if they're blitzing certain situations, that I need to know what gaps they're going to be and things like that. But when it came to coverages, when it came to like the full offensive landscape, like what they were doing, hey man, I was not paying attention to that because I didn't need to. See a little, see a lot. So for me, it's like I love really going to like watching the film and learning from you guys who are coaching and doing it at the level. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I hate that saying too, Smitty. It took me a while to like understand that. See a little, see a lot, see a lot, see a little, whatever it is. I hate that saying.
Every coach says that at some point. It feels.
Yeah, like what does that mean? What are you trying to say? Like, but I get it. But yeah, just listening to it, and once you get into it and you kind of see it, I think for you, I think it should be starting to click just a little bit to where you see it. Offensive football. Thanks, Smitty. Offensive football. I think sometimes people overcomplicate it. Want to reinvent the wheel, that kind of thing. But as you see right there, man, it's just you can make it as simple as you want to make it, and it still be effective.
Yep, 100%, man, 100%. So let's dive into the rundown here. JB has to go pee. He'll be back here in a second, but going straight down to the rundown. So longtime NFL coach Chuck Pagano is coming out of retirement to join the Ravens as their senior secondary coach. Per sources, it's a reunion with John Harbaugh, who hired Pagano to his first staff in 2008. And now 17 years later, Pagano, who's now 64 years old, is back in Baltimore. What's your thoughts on the hire, on the reunion? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Just what's your initial thoughts off this?
Initial thoughts, I'm just trying to figure out what exactly is a senior secondary coach. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I know at that level they have all kinds of different coaches. And I think this is probably more of a mentor type thing. What we would say in college, a analyst type thing. Even though they have analysts, but I think this is just another guy that he adds to the room that can bring something to the table that he can kind of, hey, in the midst of it, hey, what are you thinking here? What are you seeing? That kind of thing. So I think it's a good hire for him. Somebody he's comfortable with, somebody that brings some knowledge to help in those tight games. I think, that's why this move was made, man. I'm cool with it.
Let me ask you this. So I think the last time Pagano was coaching was the 2020 season. I think he was a defensive coordinator for the Bears. So it's been, five or so years since the last time he coached. As a coach, like, do you lose it, so to speak? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't coach for a few years or whatever, like, is there like do you become rusty, or is it just like riding a bike? You just, as soon as you get back into it, it's just like, boom.
I think it's like riding a bike, Smitty, because, if you think about it, the fundamentals of the game never change.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what you will always, when in doubt, fall back to your fundamentals. And I think, that's how that goes. And I'm sure he hadn't just completely removed himself. I'm sure he's kind of like Coach Noel, where he's still watching games, still watching film, still has access to all that. So I'm sure, he kept the pencil sharp. And I think, again, it's just like riding a bike, man. Cover 3 is cover 3. Now you can add a whole bunch of spices to it. You can add, your different spins to it. But, cover 3 is cover 3. Teaching the fundamentals of D-line play is the same when you played. The same back when Mean Joe played. They may have had to tweak some because you can't head slap anymore.
Slap him in the helmet no more, right?
Yeah, but it's still, pressure gap, get up the field. Like you said, understanding where I need to be in certain defenses. So, I think it's like riding a bike.
Got you. JB, we were talking about Chuck Pagano getting reunited with Harbaugh in the Baltimore Ravens, getting hired as the senior secondary coach. I'm trying to figure out exactly what that title is. But just got Coach Fred's opinion on it. What's your take? Do you like it? You love it? You hate it? What's your thoughts on the hire?
It's to keep him alive.
Huh?
It's to keep him alive.
I was gonna make sure I heard you correctly. Okay.
You don't understand. When coaches get out and they retire and they usually die. Just throwing it out there.
You're alive. You look healthier now you did when you was on Last Chance U. Last Chance U, you were huge, you were big, you were pale.
I had to make
you look way healthier now.
Hey, look,
no, I think what he's saying, Smitty, is a lot of those guys don't have a plan B, so to speak. JB fell off into a plan B.
Yeah,
he's on the McAfee show. I know. He still lives in Indy, if I'm not mistaken, and he does like a little sports segment on the news and back home.
I think that's Montana or Wyoming. I think that's Montana or Wyoming. I don't know. I texted him congratulations to get back in the game. Great dude. His whole family. I almost hired his brother at Indy as my O-line coach. So we have a little bit of relationship. And then he lost a family member, and then he had cancer and all that shit. So
with my coach, yeah.
That's my point. These two go back 35 years, by the way, the Harbaugh family and the Pagano family. So obviously they know each other, and it was a helping hand. He's not going to go out there and get in a fucking stance and teach the goddamn corner how to fucking backpedal, turn, and run. Okay.
Let me ask y'all this. Speaking on this same little subject matter, JB, do you think it's easier for guys that are associated with those certain trees, like the Harbaughs, to get jobs? Not speaking to Coach Pagano's situation, but anybody that is in that Ravens organization right now, low man on the totem pole, he's considered to be a part of the Harbaugh tree.
He's a mentor. He's a mentor to a lot of them.
So you think that's a rite of passage to a job anytime you put in that application or that call? Yeah, man. Fucking Dan Hawkins was going to hire me as a QB coach years ago when I had Akeem Ayers and ended up winning the Super Bowl with New England. UCLA All-American, goes and gets drafted, obviously, wins the Super Bowl. I think later became a Ram and a Colt, or a Titan and a Colt and a Ram. Played for me, and when everyone and their mama wanted him. So Darian was my best friend. I interviewed with Dan Hawkins at Colorado, and his high school coach, and I said, I'm saying it right, Dan Hawkins, who was at the time 50 maybe, his high school coach. So imagine the age there, 65, 70, I don't know. That's who he hired as a quarterback coach. Connections. So I'm not gonna say nothing else. By the way, if I'd have went to Colorado as the quarterback coach, Akeem Ayers would have came to Colorado, but he went to UCLA and beat the shit out of Colorado every year. But anyway, what do I know? Let's dive into it. The film breakdown is great, Smitty. It is what it is. Next week we'll do the Chiefs. It's a repeat of the Super Bowl. Fred, I got to ask you, this hiring process, I think, is killing a lot of these, or it's showing the true colors of a lot of these head coaches. When you're the head coach play caller as an Andy Reid, he's showing that he's better than everybody. Kyle Shanahan does not. He loses coaches, but they have no bearing on their offense. Shanahan calls the offense, and yet has yet lost to Andy Reid, the same situation. Where are you at with this hiring process, and where are you at with the issues that I've discussed so far about coordinators not being all in for that particular team? We saw it with Gannon 2 years ago. I hope we don't see it with Kellen Moore this year, but it seems to be everything's pointing he's going to be the head coach for the Saints. And you already know that job's already been discussed. It's already been interviewed for. They flew to see Kellen Moore in person. Kellen did a Zoom interview already during the playoff run. I just hate it, man. I hate it because if I'm the head coach, I'm pissed off, number one. Number two, I just hate it for the fact that my players have earned the right to get here, and now we're giving them half-ass efforts. And if Kansas City wins again and the offense looks shitty, that's going to be number one. We're not going to say Spagnuolo was so great on D, even though we know he is. We're going to say that Kellen Moore wasn't invested. I mean, that's just what the media bite's going to be. So where are you at with this? I'm kind of like you. I've been listening to your take on it. I'm kind of like you because it's the NFL. It's not like college. So it's not like you're losing ground on recruits or, you're losing ground on any of the football stuff because your team pretty much, the Saints are who they are pretty much. Even though you may have a few guys that's up free agency, they can't go anywhere right now anyway. So you still have time after the Super Bowl to make your pitch. They still have time to see who's going to be the head coach. So I don't understand what the rush is to get it done. I get it to the point that they want to make sure they have a shot at their guy, but you'll still have a shot at the coach that you want. So I'm kind of like you on it. I don't understand the immediate rush to hire guys because you're not losing anybody. You're not doing home visits. You're not sitting idle while another team is getting ground on Smitty in his house, in his high school every day. It's not like that. So you could technically wait till the day after the Super Bowl, call up who you want, set up the interviews, may the best team win. So I think it should be something looked at, and it should be something changed by the Players Association for sure, by the league.
Yeah. I agree to that. I think it makes the most sense as well. I'm curious to know why it's not like that now. I wonder if there has to be a reason for everything. Either A, they didn't give it no thought, and it's just something that it's just always been this way, so they never thought about it. Or B, there's an actual, method to their madness where they actually want it. I don't know if it's for headlines and they actually want that attention from media because it just helps the league grow and keeps, just keeps different topics about the league in the media. I don't know, but I am curious to why it's not, because it seems like common sense what we're throwing out here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It'd be interesting though. So, but yeah, moving to the next topic, man. I don't know if y'all saw this. So Coach Harbaugh gets called out by Coach Brett Bielema called out
Bielema.
Yeah, called out Coach Jim Harbaugh for running to the NFL.
Say his name.
The New Michigan and the Connor Stallion sign stealing scandal put out here on Twitter. He said, "Really? Why'd you leave? I was looking forward to playing, but understand why you ran to the NFL. See you in the future and can't wait." I think it's all fun and games here, but
you got to know, Coach Bielema. What? How you say it, JB?
Bielema.
You got to understand him. He's a guy that always pokes the bear, man. You got to understand him in that situation. And I mean, we've said it on this show before. We've said it in this segment. It's no more real college football in that sense. I mean, everybody is cheating now, but it's legal, tampering. But, what are you going to do about the tampering? Are you going to tell the kid he can't go there? Are you going to take his eligibility? What are you going to do? So that's why they have those guys that aren't affiliated with the university that can go do that. So I think this one here was just to create a little internet buzz, as he does from time to time.
I like Coach, but I think this is kind of corny though. It's been over a year. Coach Harbaugh is in the NFL. It's been literally over a year since all this stuff went down last year. Say this last year. Maybe he did, and maybe we talked about it, but I don't remember. But my thing, it's been over a year. He's gone. There's no playing against him right now.
But let me ask you this: is this not tied into this?
Fight.
He now has a fight on his hands with Connor Stallions, and we're gonna have some more. We're gonna have Coach on during the spring here on the show during the spring after season ends. He's told me we'll get him on. So I'm curious.
On Wednesday,
isn't this all tied in? Isn't this all tied into Harbaugh though?
Oh yeah, he inherited that. Well, I don't want to say he inherited that, but yeah, he was a part of that. He was associated with that. He was on staff, no doubt about it.
I mean, I'm just saying, now we got a guy defending what Harbaugh did versus a Connor Stallion guy, and they're deleting text messages, and they're getting into it, and now the NCAA wants to continue to investigate this brother's program after Harbaugh left. That's the same thing why Pete Carroll left SC before NIL started. He left when they're investigating him over Coach T, Rod. So I'm just saying, man, the NCAA judge, jury, and executioner, they're always going to be, even though the NCAA does nothing to pay kids, help kids, does nothing, they still want to have their hands on this, and that's what's the crazy part about it. So, but Bielema, look, I've known Brett forever, since he was a backer coach at K-State. He took one of my linebackers. He took one of my linebackers named Marvin Simmons years ago to K-State from Compton College. Listen, bottom line is he ain't never won shit. He was good at Wisconsin, had good teams.
Thank you.
But if he had won and used got to benefit from these things, he wouldn't even be saying this.
Right.
Let's be real.
Exactly. And that's why I think this is kind of corny, because I'm like, first of all, he responds to some old clip of when Jim Harbaugh was the coach of the Niners. This is some old clip. And in that clip, I think he said, if you cheat to win, then you've already lost. So you respond to that. It's old clip, number one. Number two, again, happened over a year ago. We already know we got Ohio State is the new national champions, and you still talking about the Michigan team that won last year. That's number two. Number three, Illinois. I like what y'all doing over there. Y'all worried about trying to win the Big Ten. Y'all still a long ways away from competing with to me the Ohio States, the Penn States, even the Michigans, honestly, of the world. So like, worry about that and leave. Harbaugh is a legend. He's won the Natty. He's been to the Super Bowl at the NFL level. He's much more accomplished than you in the coaching profession. That's just a fact. It ain't about showing favoritism. Stay in your lane right now. That's all I'm saying.
Brett's known he known to throw something back. I'm gonna be running 1,000 with you. We've been to a few titty bars together. We've hung out. He'll throw him back. Huh? He'll throw him back. So what I'm saying is, here's the thing about it, though, and I'm going to defend Brett here on this one. Brett is a head coach for a team in the division of Michigan, in the league, in the conference. Let me say conference now with this whole fucking – I have to tweet this out, Smitty, if I'm the head coach at Illinois, because I need players to come to Illinois and feel that we have a shot now to win it all because of X, Y, and Z. And they were pretty good this year. So now I got to make this next step, and I got to show that, hey, man, we could have won too if it wasn't for this guy that did this. See what I'm saying? He using that shit, whether we think it's weak or not. You almost still have to do it to defend your program and to recruit new blood. And you got to come up with some angle, Smitty, because Harbaugh did it. He had an angle. Day's doing it now with his angle. James Franklin just did it. He pulled Ohio State's DC, paid him $3.2 million. Is that going to be their angle? Everybody has to do it. Has to use an angle. So I'm not mad at it because it is what it is. It's tit for tat now, and they all snitching on each other, Smitty. And let's be real, that's what they do. They snitch on each other now. So
it's just creating a buzz. Like you said, he's creating a buzz. He's trying to put his team in the light, so to speak.
I don't disagree with Smitty. I don't disagree with Smitty. You could call it dirty macking or dry snitch or whatever. I don't disagree with that either. But at the same time, I'm going to also look out for my kids because Harbaugh and those other coaches don't give a fuck about Illinois' kids.
No.
I'm just saying, if I'm a senior in high school and I'm getting recruited by Illinois and I see this tweet, this is not going to like, I like that, Coach Brett. I'm going to Illinois now. I'm thinking like, damn, you talking about the other coach who's better than you, have one more than you? That's kind of corny, coach. I'm going somewhere else.
But Micro. Let me talk to you, Micro.
That's me, though.
It's bigger than that. It's actually for his current roster, not for new. It's to retain his current roster, not to gain new talent. That's what I think that tweet was about.
Okay.
That's just me.
Harbaugh ain't worried about no Brett, Bielema, however you can pronounce it. Harbaugh ain't worried about him at all.
You hear me?
So, they're in different realms.
So if you're at Indy, are you going to tweet such things at Hutch?
Thank you. No.
All day.
You ain't putting that out though. No, you ain't. You ain't gonna snitch on him.
I used to blast them motherfuckers because they would always
blast them. You gonna call him a punk bitch?
Here's why though. They would do some old sneaky shit and DM my players on the low, and then my players could know him because they know who I am. They came to me right away. Coach, look at this. I'm blasting them. Hey, motherfucker, why don't you tweet it out in public? If you're going to DM my kids illegally, why don't you tweet it out publicly, motherfucker? I don't tweet your kids. I don't want your motherfucking kids. They couldn't play here. So I just blast it out and make it a
I like that, though. That's gangster. Like,
it ain't really no different.
I don't want to play for you now. You say it like that.
Nah, but it really ain't no different, though, because at the end of the day, you're still talking about the other coach and keeping your current players. That's the same shit.
You're responding because one coach is directly trying to poach your kids, so it's a clapback. Harbaugh's with the Chargers trying to get a playoff win for Justin Herbert. He ain't thinking about Brett Bielema. He ain't thinking about him right now. It's a different situation. That's all I'm saying, homie.
Hey, I agree. We probably talked about this. We probably talked about this for 7 minutes too long.
Yeah, the show might be over now. I'm pissed off. There's nothing else to
Because
say.
it doesn't even mean it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah, he's not gonna win anyway. It don't matter.
Until they start saying who is they, it don't matter.
Exactly. So, JB, what's next, JB? I ain't got the rundown. I don't know what's next. Just pull up something.
Hey, Coach. Let me ask you something. Coaches on the hot seat going forward. Who do you think out of this list right here? Who would you put in there? Stanford seems like a lame duck job. I don't care what coach you put in there. Troy Taylor, I've known a long time. Great offensive-minded guy. Was at Sac State. We're going to see Go-Go Ball or whatever. The JUCO coach that was at UNLV the last few years took the job there, which I found out later that Reggie Bush interviewed at Sac State, by the way. So they hired so Reggie Bush is trying to get into coaching. But anyway, they hired the guy there. Brett Pry, Virginia Tech can't get over the hump. Cincinnati's replaced, the shitbird who I don't really fuck with anyway, but Cincinnati's kind of fallen off. Brennan, this is just entering year 2 there. I don't know how hot, but Mike Loxley would be a guy on the list. Billy Napier saved his job, in my opinion, and gave him 2 years of stay of execution. Hugh Freeze, Sam Pittman, and Loxley would be 1, 2, and 3 for me. I would probably say Sam Pittman A because it's Arkansas, Hugh Freeze B because it's Auburn, and Mike Loxley 3 because Maryland and the debacle that he went through with Tua's brother, having a great offense, starting off 4 or 5-0 every year, and then just taking it down the stretch seems to be. I want to know why Lincoln Riley's name ain't on here.
Yeah.
And why ain't Brian Kelly name on there? LSU.
What? Who?
Brian Kelly. LSU.
How long? What's he
Kelly,
here?
Yeah, I think Kelly's kind of like Napier. Napier's buyout is just so huge, but if they start out like trash, I think he becomes on this list. I think they find a way because Florida's got money. But I got
Is Lincoln on there? I don't see Lincoln. Is Lincoln's on there? I don't see Lincoln on there.
No, I don't
Chris, I don't see Lincoln Riley on there, Chris. Chris in the chat said he was on there. I don't know if he should. She means maybe.
Is there like a
I don't see his
longer
name
list
on there.
or something, or- oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think it's got
I
to be.
think
It's got to be Pittman, Hugh Freeze, and then like you said, Loxley. Hugh Freeze because Auburn feels like they should be Alabama at this stage. Pittman because from what I understand, Arkansas is spending a lot of money, and they expect better. And then like you said, Coach Loxley gets everybody all riled up. And then by week 6, you're like, whoa, they don't even look like they did in those earlier games. So I'm kind of with you on that list. But I will say that I still feel like if Napier doesn't get off to a good start, they find a way to get that money. But I think now that he's settled in on the quarterback, which he probably should have done weeks ago when they were really struggling, I think that's where he's going to come into problems at. And then I'm kind of like you with the Stanford job. With the realignment and the different things that have changed football, I don't think they'll ever get back to the Rose Bowl Stanford type program. And correct me if I'm wrong, I just don't see Stanford paying that money to get an Ohio State roster. I just don't see that, and I could be wrong.
Here's the crazy part. I know one of the guys that run the show there at Stanford. He's actually a fan. We're actually become close over the last 3 years. He is like us. He wants to smoke sticks, drink, talk shit. He wants a JB in there.
Come on.
And what I mean is that not literally they'll never let that happen. But what I mean is he's the reason why they went and got Harbaugh. And he's the reason why they went and got a guy like Harbaugh from USD, a private institution in San Diego, who was an FCS school that went 10-0, by the way, that didn't even get to go to the FCS playoffs under Harbaugh. Then you hire him straight up to Stanford. He does what he did at Stanford. He did not want He did not want Coach Shaw, David Shaw. He wanted a guy like a Harbaugh. He wanted a nasty go-getter, shitbird, asshole, just a competitor. He thought Shaw was too nice. He thought this is just coming from the horse's mouth. And so I'm curious as if there's a disconnect on who they hire versus who they can pay. Because I think Stanford does have money because they got some big-time money up there. I just don't know if they want to pay for it. So
yeah, and that's my thing. Like, do they want to get in that game? You know, Ohio State can talk about all the kids that stayed, but they still paid upwards of $20 million. Do Stanford want to pay $20 million?
They operated in a negative $37 million athletic budget all year long. Ohio State did.
Yes.
So hey, he was on the hot seat. I'm gonna tell you right now, Ryan Day was on the fucking hot seat. Don't get it twisted. Until they won that thing, like Smitty's point, they fucking won it. Now it's all cool again.
It's cool now.
But he gonna be right back on there, Smitty, if they lose to Michigan again.
They should have never been in there. But that's a whole nother show. They should have never been in there.
He got the natty now, Coach. He's safe. He good.
Billy Napier, I think, saved himself. Like I said, I want to know though, when Norvell is on it at Florida State, I want to know when Cristobal. I want to know when Cristobal gets put on it at Miami because I'm in there. It's Miami, homie. I don't care what people say. And then I want to know where Lincoln Riley's not on there. I don't know. And then there's some other guys in the country though that I would have to argue that, because I'm just telling you right now, you don't replace a legend in the GOAT and then lose to teams that you lose to and not expect the board to be on it next year. I'm going to be straight on it. The board better fucking win and win fast because that's a hard job. That's a hard job to go in Alabama and just be mediocre. Because right now, Alabama's mediocre.
If he gets fired, like, where do you think Bama goes, though? Like, off the top of the head.
Sark.
I like that. I mean, it has to be a big name guy. I feel it's Bama.
It will be Sark.
Yeah. Oh, you know for a fact. Okay, got you. All right.
I'm just telling you, there's no ifs and buts. They go after Sark number 1 and maybe Lane number 2.
Does Sark accept?
I would think the second time around, yeah. If he don't get over the hump at Texas, he's been there twice now in the playoff, 2 years in a row. They're on the door. For some reason, there's going to be some reason, and he's gonna say, you know what, I got to go to Alabama.
From a head coach's standpoint, though, I'm curious, and you guys can tell me this: is it better to be a head coach at Texas or Bama right now, though? Like, I mean, Texas. I mean, as far as just money, as far as just everything. I mean, it don't get too much better than being head coach at Texas, though, either. I feel like.
But what do they want?
But that's on him.
I mean, you ain't won since 2008.
No.
And then before that, you won in 60s. Like, you haven't really – they're like, to be called this blue blood program, like, you really got one natty to show for in fucking 50, 60 years. Like, I'm tired of hearing some of these blue blood schools are overhyped to me. Like, Vince Young won you one. You stole from SC, and it is what it is. That's really all you got. I'm tired of hearing this blue blood shit because Texas really ain't done shit. Like, I'm going to be funky with it. They really haven't done shit.
They won some big bowl games, I would say, over the years, maybe. But, I mean, bowl games used to matter. Bowl games used to matter. That's what I'm saying.
But even then,
yeah. Sometimes you got to go to the place that wins. I mean, Alabama, maybe that's just a mindset. I got to go this motherfucker. Because maybe Sark feels that I go there. And because I'm going to be honest, I would bet dollars to dimes that the support in Tuscaloosa, knowing that they are a winner and they have that taste in their mouth, is trumping Texas's support that don't know how to win. I would think there's some sort of truth to that.
I feel that 100%. I guess my pushback though is, and I know Sark's your guy, but don't you got to blame him for Texas not winning though? It's not like he ain't got the cats over there. They got the cats, Coach Fred.
But to Coach's point though, Smitty, and we should probably do a all height top 10. Texas is hyped every year, but to Coach's point, what gold ball do they have? outside of that one, but every year they have these high, really, really high expectations. And like you said, when the Cotton Bowl mattered, that's where they were shooting. You know what I mean? They weren't playing for it through the BCS, through the AP poll era, all of that. Yeah. How many times did they actually play for it? So the hype has always been there. I don't care if it's Stark. I don't care if it's me. The hype is going to be there because they have always felt that they should be one of those type teams, like Coach said, the Blue Bloods. But what have you done?
And I agree with all that. I guess what I'm saying is, how do you change that? Right? Like Alabama wasn't Alabama before Saban got there. Saban was winning with LSU. He went to Bama and he turned Bama into this. So I'm saying Sark's like that.
Bama's always been Bama. Now they fell on hard times, which most programs do. But if you go back and you look to see who has national titles, Bama has national titles. Yeah. You know, Bama has national titles. Texas has a few, I guess, early on before any of us was born. They have that one with Vince Young. But after Vince Young, it almost fell off. It did. It fell off the cliff.
Yeah, I hear what you're
saying. Would you agree?
I'm trying to find a way to explain what I'm saying better. I'm trying to, because like at the end of the day, it's Jimmy's and Joe's. It's what players you have. It's what NIL support you have in today's era, and it's the coaching you have. So I'm saying whether he's at Texas or at Bama or whatever, it comes down to your staff, how good you are at recruiting, your NIL backing, support financially, and having the players. So I'm saying if he has all that at Texas and he can't win, are you guys just saying like Texas has a spell on them or something, and they just can't win because they're Texas? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying like it comes down to how good he is and the team around that he builds. Why would it change in Bama versus Texas? Is what I'm like. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's not like he's going from the MAC to like the Big Ten. It's like, okay, I get it. He got like he gonna have the same similar type of players in Bama. He coached there that he does at Texas.
I'm with you, and I get what you're saying, but Bama has always been Bama. You can't. Yeah. I don't think you can turn Bama down at that point. If they come knocking, I think you've got to answer the door. And in this era, you're 100% correct. In this era, you can go get a team that matches what you had at Texas. You can go get a team probably better. And I know Texas has long money. Alabama has long money as well. But I think when Bama comes knocking, you got to answer the door.
Here's what it is. Yeah. Here's what it is. JB, you got that look in your eye. What you over there thinking about? What you reading right now, Jason?
No, nothing. I'm just talking about some business over here. I got to ask you, Fred, real quick, though, before we get out of here. The Raiders coach, Pete Carroll, he gets hired, and Mark Davis goes out and says basically that Tom Brady is filling a football role that has been vacant since John Gruden had his head chopped off. That's what he said, quote. Bringing in Tom Brady was bringing in somebody on the football field that had been lacking there in Vegas. And they've gone through AP, they've gone through McDaniels, they've gone through all these other guys. Where are you at with that? Holy fuck, Ash. You hear that shit?
Yeah.
Where you at with Pete Carroll? Where you at, Pete Carroll? Where you at with the Tom Brady thing? Especially he's calling games at Fox and all that. Where you at with this hire, and where did Pete Carroll and the Raiders go with the quarterback position going forward? Yesterday we talked Sam Darnold, Russ Wilson, Aaron Rodgers as possible fill-ins, maybe a Jameis Winston. I don't know. Where you at with this Raider situation? Tom Brady filling a bigger role, Pete Carroll being hired, and where they go with the quarterback position. And basically you have the best tight end in football, in my opinion, and a top 3 pass rusher. Other than that, you have no weapons, no wideout, no running backs, nobody that's really going to get you over the hump. They got a lot to do there in Vegas with Pete Carroll.
I've always been a fan of Coach Carroll. I like his energy. I like the way he handles his ball club. He hadn't changed from, his days in the NFL to college. He's still the same guy. The only problem I had with it was like you had nobody else you could go get in the younger space, so to speak. It goes back to what you said earlier. I think this is what's keeping Coach Carroll alive, so to speak. But to go out and say that you're in Vegas now, you want to re-energize your fan base, you want to re-energize the free agent market. I just don't know if Coach Carroll's still that guy. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Quarterback has got to be addressed immediately. Coach Carroll's, 77, 78? Does he have time to go and get a rookie and not get one of those vets and try to be competitive? I don't think so. But which one of those rookies are going to come in and want to be behind a Darnell or a Russell Wilson? And who are those guys going to attract to want to come play with them? I think if you get a Cam Ward, if you get a Sanders, I think just because of the hype alone, you may be able to attract a number one receiver to go with Brock Bowers. You may be able to attract somebody defensively to come in, but you're in Vegas now, and again, you got to find a way to attract the free agents because I don't think Coach Carroll has enough time to build through the draft. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, remember, he took over a shit SC program and he did well there. He won the Orange Bowl in year 3 with Carson Palmer. He goes and rebuilds the Seattle program as a GM too, so he understands it. Belichick said, our rival is the Seattle Seahawks in the NFL as far as structure, organization. Pete Carroll's management skills are the same as his coaching skills. Were really good up there. I mean, Seattle arguably should have won that game against New England, and that one had 2. I just don't know. I think he knows what he's doing. I don't think age is a real big issue. The average age in the Final Four of the NFL playoffs this year was 55. Andy Reid, 63. These young coaches, other than Sirianni's the youngest one, left. The other young guys aren't getting it done. Let's be honest. It's not like we're watching Mike McDaniel win it every year.
I mean, McVay was in the mix, was right there. McConnell, the Vikings was in the mix.
McDaniel was the only under 40 guy to win one. So,
but
I'm just saying.
Still put an asterisk by his as well. Remember, they sold the farm to win the Super Bowl that year. They put themselves. But that's what you do now.
In this era, I think you got to do it. So here's this is again going back to, hate to beat a dead horse, but why Kyle Shanahan is continuing to be overrated. He sold the farm too. He had the number one roster the last 4 years. Let's be real. And have zero to show for it.
I thought a lot of them guys were guys who were drafted. When wasn't Debo drafted? Wasn't Kittle
drafted? What they did? You know what they did to get Trey Lance? How'd that work out, homie? Trey Lance is somewhere in Dallas. I'm just saying, you realize what they could have did with that Trey Lance fucking draft? They had that loaded roster already, and he's continued to fumble playoff and Super Bowls. No, come on, man. Why McVay has beat him in the playoff and beat him this year for the West title?
Have beat the Rams too.
Not in the playoffs and for Super Bowls. The Rams have that. Not Shanahan. McVay has it, homie. It's real simple. McVay has
one. The Niners didn't go through them one of these years to go to the Super Bowl. Are you sure?
The Rams beat the Niners in the playoffs when they won the Super Bowl.
I remember that.
The Niners haven't beat the Rams to win it. They haven't won a Super Bowl, so it don't matter.
Well, I'm saying the years that the Niners have went to the Super Bowl, I could have sworn one of those years they did beat the Rams in order to get to the Super Bowl. But maybe
They might have. I don't know, but I know the Rams.
I'm probably wrong. I'm not certain. Yeah.
I think they beat them in 21 or 20. But the bottom line is the Rams actually won the Super Bowl when they beat the Niners. The Niners did not.
Yeah, they ran to Mahomes. Mahomes, the top 3 quarterback of all time. It's like that sometimes.
Stafford's better though. This is crazy.
Then who?
Stafford's better than Mahomes. That's what's crazy. Fred, as always, another Wednesday.
Coach Fred, if Mahomes completes his 3-peat, Where does he go on your all-time quarterback list? I'm just curious real quick before you jump off.
I think that's still a conversation, and I heard you guys talking about it, and I wanted to ask before we got out of here, do you have to win a Super Bowl to be in the top 5 conversation?
Yes. For
So
quarterbacks, I think winning is a quarterback stat.
Warren Moon's not in the conversation.
Marino.
Dan Marino's not in the conversation.
Unfortunately. Now, if we're talking just skill set, Fred, that's a different conversation. But we're talking just greatness, you can't.
Okay.
Greatness, you got to win. That's a different conversation. Skill set, shit. Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, Marino. That's a whole nother situation. But greatness is everything. It's numbers. It's big moments. It's wins. It's stats. It's skill. It's putting all that together in this big old pot of gumbo, and then see what comes out. That's how I look at greatness.
Trent Dilford has won on arguably the best team ever in the history of football.
Mm-hmm.
Is he in that conversation?
No, because you know why? One, our eyes work. Number two, look at his numbers. Look at like it's everything. It's not just Super Bowls. It's Super Bowls, but then what as well? It's again the numbers. It's the stats. It's MVPs. It's all of that. But you also won. You see what I'm saying? It's not just winning. Joe Flacco has a ring, but we know Joe Flacco's not an all-time top 5 quarterback. But he went on an all-time run in the playoffs that year and won the Super Bowl. But look at everything together. He's not an all-time great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think Mahomes is in the conversation. I hope they do, because I can't stand the Eagles. But I hope they do complete the three-peat. But I don't think I don't think he automatically trumps the top of that list because, you know what I mean? I just don't think that.
I respect that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think
we appreciate you, my guy.
Fred, we'll see you next week, and then we'll get ready for the Super Bowl on the 9th.
Coach, hit me up when you're done, baby.
All right. I saw you FaceTime me. See, I don't do the FaceTime shit, so I didn't even know.
Man, ask me FaceTime.
Yeah. So I had
Smitty came on another app or something. I was like, what the fuck is this? I didn't even see. I saw it when I came back in the room, and I was like, what did I miss? It wasn't a phone call.
I had booze with me.
Where's his ass at?
He's in a meeting now, but I had booze with me, and he was kind of upset with you because he said he's been waiting on cigars that you told him you were going to send him for the birth of his baby, and he's just like, I'm trying to figure out, call that MF right now because I want to know why I haven't got my cigars. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this because if he sends you cigars, Booze, I'm gonna have a real issue because I still haven't got my box just yet. But he said that you were supposed to send him some cigars.
You should bring Booze on here right now. You should bring Booze on here right now. I had Booze a thick one, bad. That motherfucker was scared. He didn't want to hit.
Hold on, Boo's not married right now, is he?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Come on, that's bro code, though, homie.
Hold on, I mean, this is way before he even met the broad. He was not married.
I'm just saying.
He was a young GA. Hey, Smitty. Hey, Fred, bad poly broad too, about Polynesian broad.
They be yeah.
And Booze was scared as a hoe in church.
He's from Indiana, man. He's from Indiana.
You from my hood?
Yeah, Booze.
Yeah, he's from Indiana.
Oh, great, Coach Booze on tomorrow, man. I didn't know you from my hood. That's family.
Hey, why did you marry sister too? Never even knew what a sister was.
So you saying you put him on
and married one? It's crazy.
So you put him on the sisters?
Oh yeah,
he'll tell you that, Smitty. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Coach Bulls, man, he did it right.
Yeah.
He'll tell you that. Yeah.
If you go back, you don't go back.
I told him still vote. I told him though, still vote Trump though.
Dog in the back. That's what you do.
Hey, we'll see you next week. I'll hit you after. All right. Peace.
Ron, you don't know. You don't know that. You only mess with racist whites. So stop it.
Who?
Ron talking about poly girls know how to take it. He don't know that. How you know that? How you know that?
He don't know.
You
don't know what a poly. And fuck around and find out. Go ahead and fuck over a poly girl and see if you're not somewhere in the ocean.
Yeah. And they deep about their family too. They do not play.
Not at all. But anyway, god damn, dog. The fat broad that's suing Lyft is unbelievable to me. But anyway, we got another great show tomorrow lined up. It is Truth Telling Thursday. Steve Kim joins us, and we're gonna maybe get some special guests on this week as we wrap up the NFL football season. Hopefully it warms up soon. Hopefully, did the rain put out the fires?
I haven't heard about the fires. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't see no smoke in the air no more. The air is back to normal. It's sunny out here in the hood where I'm at. And
sunny there?
Sunny and beautiful out here where I'm at. Clear skies, homie.
It's gray out here. Shitty.
Well, you move to LA.
No, it's usually better out here all the time than it is there, though.
You out there in that hellhole. That shit.
I don't get smog. We don't get smog. We don't get smog here, though.
You out there in Riverside, 2167 Riverside Lane.
You know what the definition of DEI is?
What?
Bronny James.
All right, y'all have a good one, man. Hit that subscribe button. Become a member right now. I got something to do. I got a meeting I got to go into right now. And then,
did you see that motherfucker yesterday? Did you see that motherfucker yesterday, Smitty? Why is he in the fucking game against the 76ers? Ain't he supposed to be in Long Beach in the G League?
I saw him in the G League dunk on somebody nasty and dropped 31.
Hey, I saw last night, motherfucker went up for a layup and got his shit smacked into the third row. They said, welcome to the NBA, DEI. That motherfucker, I said, why is he in the game? By the way, shout out to, what's his name? Another DEI hire? The head coach. What's the head coach name?
JJ
Redick. Shout out to him, DEI hire. Because they got rid of a brother, and I liked a lot. I thought he was good.
You did not like him a lot.
I did like Ham. I actually did like Ham. I said I liked Ham. But anyway, they got a better record at the same stage now. They got a better record right now under JJ. So I want to give shout out to JJ because, he got hyped and then he went through a rut and they looked bad. And now they won 4 in a row. And they got smacked last night without Embiid and Paul George. I don't know how you lose to Philly without those guys. Maxey goes for 40-something.
That's how, motherfucker.
Yeah, one guy going for 40. Come on, LeBron had 35.
It's one game, homie. It's regular season. That happens. Sometimes when your star's not in, the others have the opportunity to go out there and do their thing. The Lakers, I think, are like a 5th seed right now. Lakers are actually looking pretty good, or 4th or 5th seed right now. So to your point,
can I bring up
because they're actually playing well.
Can I bring up the elephant in the room, though? Can we bring up the elephant in the room, though?
Yeah, I got a minute left. Yep.
Without AD, LeBron seems like other. LeBron is an other without AD, homie. He's not. AD runs that team, homie. Without AD, shitty. And LeBron always wants more. I thought you were the GOAT, homie. Why do you need more? I want a big man. I need another guy. I need a big 3. I need a super 4. I need a Big Mac and fries. This motherfucker always needs something. It's like, come on.
JB, he's 40.
Retire. Don't give me your excuses.
You just said he dropped 35. Why would he retire? He's still hooping, but he can't carry the load to the same degree that he used to carry the load. He needs more.
This is what
you didn't tell Jordan to retire when he's with the Wizards. You didn't tell Bean to retire with the Lakers. He's still playing the game at a high level. He's not the same level he was 10 years ago.
Yeah, this is hypocritical.
I don't understand that, JB.
You just said the biggest hypocritical thing I've ever heard.
What'd I say?
He's 40. It's not his fault. He scored 35, JB. Why would he retire? Well, which one is it, homie? Is he still good or not? Like, come on, man. Miss me with the bullshit
He's
age
still
thing.
good. It's still impacting the game, but not at the exact same level that it was 10 years ago, which means he needs more help. That don't mean retire. Are you not thinking? Are you not listening to what I'm saying? You're a micro thinker. That's the problem.
Why?
He's still
Why is Westbrook balling?
It's not the same level it once was. So he needs
Why is
more
Westbrook
help.
balling? Why is Westbrook balling?
System. They're using them right.
It's unbelievable the fucking defense that you go into some of these cats. Oh, god damn, it's unbelievable.
And my boy F.A. just called you out.
He's not good enough. He's 40. He dropped 35, JB. He's still balling. Which one is it, homie?
F.A. just called you out. He said LeBron didn't say none of the shit you just said, JB. You're just hating. So that's from F.A.
He did say he wanted another big man. I read it with my own lips. I saw it with my own eyes.
You read it with your lips?
I saw his lips with my eyes.
Pause.
Why? I saw his lips with my eye. There's no reason to pause.
Another man's lips, homie. I ain't never seen your lips before.
You gain up the show.
I never seen your lips. I never seen your lips.
We don't say pause. Like, we don't do gay shit. We don't need to say pause.
You got white folks' lips. Your lips thin as hell. I never seen your lips before. So.
Don't matter. But I don't need to say pause. That's gaying up the show. But anyway.
I'm saying that, homie, on the show.
Boston Richie said Westbrook ain't balling. See, but I'm a hater. But Westbrook ain't balling. Get the fuck out. You guys are kidding. Anyway, I'm going to be hot all day long now, and I'm going to have a whole LeBron topic tomorrow to start the show. Fuck
no,
it.
you ain't. You scared. You ain't going to do it. You ain't going to do it.
We out here. Truth Telling Thursday tomorrow. Fuck it.
What Thursday?
No, Truth Telling Thursday, homie. Fuck it. We're out of here. See you tomorrow. Peace.